and of course sing exactly what happened over the last year. One of the things, so Mr. Fleur, is that you always find bands saying that of course they have so many buses, but they cannot put all down on the particular night, maybe in competition or in a display. How do you go about selecting the buses that would qualify for the sale and those that would disqualify?
Well, of course, what we do is you get as many as possible, and then you use that method of elimination. You say, okay, this one doesn't sound so good. This story doesn't sing, it doesn't sound so well on the music. So let's, eliminate.
Right.
And you end up with a package of those stories which you think can make it and make it well.
Good. Does personality, in terms of course, the popularity of the person plays a factor?
That has a role to play. If you're not very popular, then we might choose to eliminate you. But we would try to make it such that the people who are most prominent and popular, we try to make sure that they're on that spot on that night.
Right. People coming to the venue and of course not knowing that of course they're very much on the string. Have you experienced someone been caught by surprise?
Yes, a number of years you would have had that happening. There were some times when some people were sitting right to the front, and surprisingly they would hear the name pop up and then listen again to make sure it's their name and not another person's name like that.
Yes.
And you would see the reaction. In some cases, they don't move to the back. You just, in other cases, they would jump and, be part of the thing,
right,
make a merry out of it.
Right.
And in some cases, I even remember there's sometimes when certain judges were while they're judging and they hear the name pop up in the story, and it was, well, the kind of effect it had. I saw a particular judge who was thinking his pencil fall out his hand when he heard his name.
Yeah.
I know, and I shouldn't say his. He's whoever it was.
Right. So if you come into the venue tonight, of course, be prepared that you'd never know that your name could be called in the parang. I had an experience myself that, of course, they sang at me a couple of years ago, way back in about 20 something years ago, and I had no clue at all. I mean, that was a shock to me because actually I was at the time interviewing the bands and I had no clue. Came to the venue to cover it as a reporter, and the first verse, and interestingly is that I was looking around to see where I could walk to, but everybody was looking at me. I couldn't move. So that's the kind of effect.
Well, let me tell you, it's not limited to just that. I tell you what, members of bands are on stage performing, getting ready to perform in, and other bands sing on them, and even their own band.
Yes.
While they're on stage performing, you will hear the lead vocals come up with and call the name of a member of the band. And he'll be in shock because they won't practice it in his presence.
Definitely.
And so it doesn't, there's no limitation as to who you're going to sing about. On the night, things happen. Sometime on the very parang evening, something happens and the song comes out just because you think it is fitting, you think it'd be okay to sing on that, you think it's going to create some kind of impact on the parang, and so you do not let that pass. You don't spare anything.
Right. So, of course, we just want to remind you that we're at the Hillsborough Tennis Court. And it's not going to be a competition this year. I've decided, of course, to sort of shelve the competition in 2021 because only 2 bands really show up here tonight. We must admit that we had confirmation from 6 of the bands in the last meeting. But for reasons that, some of the reasons beyond their control, as they explained, and it was a very short time to, of course, put a competition together. So a couple of the bands couldn't make it here tonight, so the organizers decided to, of course, allow just the 2 bands to entertain the audience here tonight, and that of the Ghetto Youths and the Common Boys. So both bands are going to be on stage here tonight, but it still promises to be an exciting time because the guys and they really did put a lot of effort and emphasis, as Mr. Fleury said, which is quite normal for the bands coming on stage in Carriacou. We are supposed to have that of the rhythmists from the Brunswick area, as the home of the strugglers we have just referred to. But the lead singer and main individual has to rush to the mainland on Friday as it pertains to work commitment. And then we had that of the Santa Melo Boys from Bel Air. They were going to make the debut on stage here tonight. they did not make it because, of course, they were not quite polished for the stage. The BC Stars were not quite ready for competition, and as they mentioned, and also that of the BB8 Serenaders, they also suffer a hiccup over the last 2 weeks, so they are unable to take to the stage tonight. But the Ghetto Youths and that of the Carmen Boys, they are here, and they promise us that they are going to deliver for us exactly what unfolded in Carriacou for the last 36 months. They have been practicing, they have been together, they have been tuning up, and they promise, of course, to be lyrically loaded and musically tight, as, of course, they get ready to really lay it out here tonight. As we speak, with a number of people are coming in. They all are wearing the masks, as we can see, and they are, of course, been sanitized as they come through the door, and showing that of social distancing. Limited number of tickets were printed to ensure that, of course, we keep rooted, committed, and loyal to the COVID-19 rules and regulations as we get ready for a display of what is uniquely Carriacou, the annual year-end Parang Festival, and the band's promise to give us a very exciting, thrilling, and epic night tonight as we get ready to showcase another aspect of Carriacou's rich culture. Hence the reason why we are, of course, known as the cradle of culture. Mr. Fleury, would you say that, of course, the competition or the music has changed from back 1977 to now, and if so, how would you say that? Of course, it has varied over the years.
Well, yes, well, my experience in this thing, gives me the authority to speak on that, the change of the music actually, because when we started with Parang, it was highlighting what we call a chant.
Right.
And that chant had a particular rhythm, a particular, yes, a certain way. Once you hear it, you know that is Parang.
Right.
And then later on, we had slight changes in the music, which make it resemble the calypso a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on yet, we thought it was influenced perhaps more so by the Grenadian sort of twist to it. Having men from the mainland here with us taking part for a number of years.
Right.
And then Grenada, on the mainland, they started their own kind of parang. And it had a slightly different kind of twist from ours.
Right.
And I think what has happened, some of our boys on Carriacou would have adopted some of, you have that kind of interference of music. And so today, what we used to sing, what we would hear from the original bands,
right?
You don't hear it anymore, really.
Right.
It's a different kind of thing. And again, the lyrics used to be of such that it comes over like a story.
Right.
And whatever little bit of sort of looseness, if you want to refer to it as that might be in the song, it would be hidden.
Right.
So the story would bring it out, yes, but nothing would come out directly as today. When I, in the last couple of years, I listened to some lyrics that I thought could be better put.
Right.
Yeah. But
they could have been more crafty.
Yeah, all in all, I think the parang is really, really appreciated by the masses.
Yes.
And I really think, I love it. I love it. That has been part of me. It's become part of our culture. And anything cultural is me.
Right. But you play just about every instrument, right, Mr. Fleury?
Yes, in fact, every
instrument. Even the violin.
Every instrument that has strings, I play. I even play the harmonica. I started off playing even before I made my own instrument with a piece of plastic over the head of a bottle. And then I adjusted it by placing the piece of plastic over a comb.
Right.
And making a sort of clarinet song from it.
Right.
And I moved on from there. And eventually I played the harmonica. And then just about every string, starting from the banjo with 3 strings, into the quattro with 4 strings, into the guitar with 6, into the tenor banjo, into the violin. Just about every instrument that I know with strings, I try to get, not just play them, but I try to master them.
Right. In terms of the chords, Mr. Fleury, in the earlier days, to me, I see like 2 or 3 cards, and now, of course, the bands have developed a lot more cards. In
yes, well, that again brings about the twist in the music.
Right.
You see, one thing's the lavoué that we used to call it, right, which is just a chant.
Right.
It was limited to just 2 chords.
Right.
And eventually, it was made a little more complicated when a 3rd chord was added.
Mm.
So there was a little twist to the whole song. And today, you would hear a lot of what we call the minor chords and so on being used, which never used to be.
Right.
But we use them and we use them effectively. In fact, it makes music more beautiful, if we call it that. And we enjoy using chords nowadays.
Right.
However, we have to try not to hide the real parang thing out of it.
The real authenticity of
Carriacou. We want to bring out the real parang thing in the thing.
Right.
So you try to, in all the chords we want to use and so on, we try to make it not take away from the parang lavoué thing.
How with you?
The real thing is what we call the lavoué. And this is why people, you go out to make a chorus with a nice lavoué run.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe hearing something coming through the background here. Actually, not the competition, but just, of course, a couple of the guys just going on stage, just chewing up themselves, getting ready, for the main.
We have to remind ourselves that there's no competition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're just chewing up themselves.
Yes, the bands are coming on and they're going to do, some pieces of parang just to keep people in the mood, make people know that parang is attached to Christmas. And Christmas is coming, of course, and the parang is here to lively up every person, every soul.
Definitely. Let me just get back to this, and of course, I'm just going to show it. We're going to continue. But so what you're hearing here is just, of course, a couple of the guys from the 2 bands just coming together to just test out the instrument and just ensuring that everything is right. And of course, they'll come back a little bit later to really give us the real thing. Because what you're listening here is the old lyrics. But they have, of course, when they come back, they're going to go, of course, give you something fresh. Just the old thing they are running there. Mr. Fleury, you mentioned the Christmas, and this is one of the important element of the Christmas for us in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. The parang plays a very important part in the enjoyment of the holistic package of the Christmas. Yes.
Yes, Ral. I must say, the parang has replaced. It has replaced what used to be the caroling. Before parang really took this kind of effect on people, people look forward to really going out there and forming little groups from every village and go caroling house to house. From the time December comes in, every village would have put together a little group of caroling persons, people who can sing. And they would go out and bring to every household that kind of remembrance that Christmas is coming, and put people in the mood, make people feel lively, make people, want to put out the very best.
Right.
People would start, they're cleaning what they never cleaned before.
Right.
They're preparing things they never prepared before. So, as now, people hardly ever do that. We have 1 or 2 bands, caroling bands, and they're pretty well organized too, but not from every village.
Right.
And the parang, however, seem to take over, and people look forward more to the parang than they look forward to the caroling. So as we sit here and we see the bands on stage, making sure that the instruments are well tuned, making sure that the system is well tuned. So we are not song checking band by band, but all the bands, in fact, who are here, they are together doing the song checking to make sure that everything is running fine.
So when they clean, fresh lyrics ready, of course, there's no distortion, everything clean and clear.
Yes, of course. While we're song checking, we'll be using old lyrics.
Right.
But as soon as they're finished with that and they're ready to present
themselves
of
for
course
2021,
we'll make you know and
definitely
you would hear all of the things that you never heard before.
Right. Mr. Flavor, are we hoping that maybe one day that we can see this same parang bands, both parang bands from different communities, and not just coming, of course, on stage in competition in the future, but of course going around the various communities to kind of revive that parang and hosanna that we have lost and which are so important to us in the past?
This is something that we really have to promote. In Carriacou, I would hate to see that this dies.
Yeah.
And I don't think it can, because a lot of young people are now getting involved.
Sure.
But what we are seeing more and more of, and what we want to see even more of, is that the bands go around from village to village,
right,
and really put out that Christmas feeling to the persons in the village.
Right.
Let people feel Christmas, not just talk about Christmas, but when the bands go out there, they bring that joy, that Christmas feeling into everyone. People want to follow the band around. They want to just listen to the band, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And not only for of course the parang bands, Mr. Fleury, because at one time we had a hosanna competition, and that in itself, well, at one time came from just about every community across Carriacou and so forth. Are we hoping to that maybe in the future we could maybe go back to the hosanna competition to again revive that hosanna singing house
yes,
to house?
I think we would have to work out a strategy to get the hosanna bands out again,
right,
because that's a lovely part of our Christmas. That really brings out the idea, the whole story of Christmas. The parang bands, they bring about the liveliness and so on, but the hosanna really brought about the whole story of what Christmas is all about.
All right, so we want to remind you, of course, it's not going to be a competition this year. We have that of just the two bands, the Ghetto Youth and that of the Common Boys, and they are going to be, of course, performing for us here tonight. I'm just going to quickly run through the program for you again. We are going to get started out with the opening prayer by Bunfield Bristol, a national anthem by Zarina Bido, and we're going to be following that with remarks from the chairperson of the festivals, both James Skylock Stafford. And then, of course, we have remarks and declaration of the festival officially opened by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Carriacou and Diplomatic Affairs, Royal Kwamina. Then, of course, we'll have the awards, the presentation, and, of course, those down to receive that of Mr. David Boswin, former chairperson of the Carriacou Parang Committee, Mr. Wallace Collins, also former chairperson of the Carriacou Parang Committee, Mr. Anselm James, a well-known Paraneros, founder and leader of the Country Boys, one that participated in several competitions here and won them too, the Country Boys. Mr. Harrison Fleury, just to my left, congratulations to you, Mr. Fleury. Mr. Godwin Moses, one that of course you know very well, said to be of course the #1 banjo man in the country. Yeah, #1 banjo man in the country. Safe to say so. And of course, when Mr. Fleury endorsed, then of course it's good to go. And of course, at that of the Ghetto Youth, they are going to be on stage here tonight, so they are going to be awarded. And of course, we have following that, we'll have of course the appearance of the Ghetto Youth, and that will be followed by the Common Boys. Then of course we have the appearance of Santa Claus, and that will of course take care of the evening. But Mr. Fleury, despite the fact that of course we have two bands, I expect these two bands to cover all the information from Madame Pierre North to of course that of Point Saline in the south.
Well, the truth is, Raul, as far as I know, these bands have been taking notes for a long time. And so I would expect them to cover a wide field of events. It has been a while since we've had Parang in itself. I think that they would have picked up a lot of information, and
yeah, go ahead.
Yes, they would have picked up quite a bit of information, and I would expect them to sing on, well, we are not going to set them any limit.
Not at all.
They can sing and sing.
And
just about everything they have on paper, everything they have planned, everything they have in music.
Right.
They can put it out now.
Right. And what is likely what we are likely to also have tonight, Mr. Fleury, is that we may have some toppings on the cake tonight. because in the competition, I think the bands that I mentioned are going to do about 8, 9, 10, about 12 buses. But a mere fact, only 2 bands tonight. Don't be surprised, of course, they go up to 20.
Yes, that's what I said. There's no limitation to the number of things they can sing about, the events that they can cover. And so it is up to them. You know, it is open-ended.
Right, right. So there's a possibility that, of course, we could get everything here tonight from these 2 bands. And what I like about these bands too, Mr. Fleury, is that if you look at, for example, the Ghetto Youth and also that of the Common Boys, a number of youngsters that, of course, they have been in competition for a number of years, which shows that, of course, the culture continues to handle from generation to generation. And it's just as unique, and, of course, in all its rusticity, I must say. Because just the way, of course, we had it back in 1977 is exactly what we're experiencing here now. And not just, of course, young men, Mr. Fleury, but what we are seeing, young men on all different kind of instruments. We have the quattro, we have the guitar, we have the mandolin, we have the banjo, you name it. And that speaks volume to, of course, the talent, the musical talent across Carriacou and Peter Martin, yes?
Actually, yes, Raul, we are versatile.
Yeah.
Carriacou and Peter Martin, we are musically versatile.
Yeah.
You know? And
yeah.
There's no limit to how far we can go. Because right now, you notice that we have quite a few experienced guys in the field. We have some guys there who play not just in parang, but they play all different kind of music. They play for parties, they play for weddings, they play for funerals and all, you know. So we have guys who are very much versed. And when you have this kind of people around, you know, you tell yourself this music is to stay for a long time.
Definitely.
What I thought I would see here tonight that I didn't see is the younger group, not just a few guys playing along, but the younger group themselves who were put in place, you know.
Right.
I remember the schools, secondary schools, had some youngsters
Definitely.
who had just formed a new band.
Definitely.
I don't know the reason why they're not here tonight, but
Well,
I was expecting to see them.
Right.
Yeah.
One I think I must say, for example, I know that couple of the kids who actually perform from both schools, both the Hillsborough Secondary and Bishop's College, a couple of them graduated from secondary school. And I can also tell you to the issue too of the COVID-19, because this was actually hatched together very lately.
Yes.
And that is the reason why, of course, we only have 2 bands. Had it been, of course, a normal time, you're going to have maybe 7, 8 bands on stage here tonight. But the mere fact is hatched rather lately to ensure that, of course, you have a competition. That is the reason why we have not had the 2 schools in competition. And one of the things too is that, of course, the exams are a bit late this year. So that's sort of push back just about everything. Yes, but I expect them, of course, to be back in competition next year. As I said earlier, once our numbers continue to head south, and of course, once we continue to emerge a lot more, continue to emerge successfully from the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes, I clearly understand the effects of COVID.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, that would have led to such late planning because we didn't know what direction things were going to take.
Definitely.
And so, but I still thought the younger folks would have been so enthused that they would want to be here tonight to showcase what they can do.
Yes.
Because they didn't only learn the instruments and so on and to put a band together for 1 year.
Right.
We expect them to continue and, you know, to be wanting to be here
the future
despite all the odds.
Definitely.
But anyway, again, we have, you know, the COVID and a number of these guys who were in there from the schools, they are now in different places. Right. Not on islands and so on.
That's true.
And it makes it kind of difficult.
True.
Perhaps those who are on island are too few to really put up, you know, a full-fledged band together.
Right.
But well, it's happy to see some of them at least.
Right.
You know, intermingling with some of the more seasoned bands.
Right.
And yes, it keeps them there.
That's true.
And it means that for as long as they stay, we know that the Parang has a future.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But even one guy, the lead singer from Bishop's College, the fella Kido, I think is his name, Kido Alexis.
Yes.
Actually, he's now based in the U.S. He came back for graduation, and I engaged him to form the band. but he did say that a little bit too late for them, you know.
Yes, there's some difficulty there.
Yes,
I know.
Yes, I did engage him to come at the band.
And again, if I think perhaps we could do a little more to push and get these things better done.
Yes.
We could have had more than 2 bands tonight. I want to definitely say that. I'm not apologizing too much for it.
Right.
We, the older ones, those of us who have the ability to put things together and to, organize, I think we took for granted a number of things.
Right.
And COVID would have caused us to probably take a back seat sort of.
Right.
But now that we realize we could have done so much, let us not let that happen again.
Definitely.
Let us put things in place, and if it didn't work, it just didn't work.
Right.
But we should not take the back seat too early.
And good point, because I think this actually was the hurdle for the Santa Melo boys from Bel Air. They were expecting one to see senior Paragneros to be a part of the building block process for them, but of course they did not show up. So that in itself would have happened. That what happened to the Santa Melo boys. Hence the reason, of course, they're not here tonight. But they were hoping that some of the senior guys would have been able to mold them along, because they were coming out for the very first time. But I guess those senior guys got caught up with other things and so forth. But I say the mere fact that we are here tonight, I think this is an early start for next year, and that should give the bands the indication that, of course, the Carriacou is ready for competition once again, and not just maybe 4 or 5 bands, but by next year, hopefully, we should hit double figures, Mr. Fleury. We can get 10. Because at one time, we had bands coming from just about every community in Carriacou, including Peter Martinique.
Yes, well, I'll tell you what. With this little break that we have from competition, it has given some of our youngsters a chance to develop their musical skills.
Right.
And that has been done.
Right.
I can tell you, I go around the island, and from village to village, I can see youngsters playing instruments, and some of them asking me, show them this, and and I'm always willing. In fact, I want to do a lot more than I'm doing right now. There's some limitations that I want to, get over. Right. But the future of string music on Carriacou is alive, and I tell you what, look forward to it in another year, 2 years or so. If the COVID behaves itself, then I can tell you that we will have a number of bands from the different areas performing not just in Parang, but in every other area. Right. Yes, as a matter of fact, you would realize that since COVID came into being, Fleury and the Boys has not performed as a musical band, and that's what we go by nowadays. Right. Doing dances and weddings and whatnot. Sure. We have not performed since COVID.
Sure. Even also the Bayside Boys. But I just want to come back a little bit, and in terms of the future, Mr. Fleury, for of course kids learning to play an instrument, and I know of course Neil Basie Madison and Andy Leftis Madison, they have been doing some work with some young kids, and of course they have already assured that in the very near future, maybe as early as next year, we could see a number of these youngsters coming on stage in competition playing an instrument.
Yes, if you realize what has happened. I mean, I've been instrumental to a certain degree in making sure that things happen.
Right.
And so we've had Basie, that is Neil Madison.
Right.
And Leftis.
Right.
That is
Anderson Madison.
Well, the Madison Boys.
Right, the Madison.
Who are seasoned in this kind of music. They have been holding sessions, classes, let's call it that, with youngsters so that they can play the string instruments. Right. And I applaud them very much for it. And in fact, I'm always around to see that things are happening. Right. And soon enough, we're going to have an island of perhaps all musicians. Right. Yeah. Because everyone on Carriacou, as far as I'm concerned, every youngster can play some form of music, be it percussion or be it string, be it wind, some kind of instrument that can make music can be played by every youngster on Carriacou.
Will you say, Mr. Fleury, that of course we are not far away from having also a junior Parang competition?
Well, we look forward to that, and this is the reason why we have so many of the junior activities,
right,
musical activities for our juniors,
right,
so that soon enough we can look forward to Parang being moved from just one Parang competition to a junior and senior competition.
right.
So we are moving towards that, and so we are engaging some of our stalwarts in music to get involved, to get the young ones involved, make sure that nobody is left behind when it comes to music.
Only, Mr. Fleury, you made the point about, of course, in your band, you also have a female as a part of the component of the band. Do you think maybe going forward that maybe the band should try and incorporate more females?
Yes, I very much go along with that. I believe that females ought to be a part of all development, and music should not be left out of it. Well, we know my band has always had females in it,
right,
and we've had some the girls from Mount Royal, Tamoon and whatnot.
Right.
We've had at one time there was an all-female band.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, and so the females are not really left out.
Right. So yeah, at one time I remember that all-female band.
Yes.
That's a couple of years ago. Hopefully that, of course, this band can return, and that should serve as the impetus of more females to, of course, come on stage.
Yes, we definitely need to involve them.
Right.
Involve them as much as possible.
Right. One I think, Mr. Fleury, is that when you look at a Parang band, you always we tend to always more focus on the guys on the string instruments, and we tend to feel that maybe the guys in the background, of course, in the percussion area, the percussion section, are not as important to the band. How important are these guys on percussion, the drums, the shak, the tok, and everything? Yeah. All right. So yeah. So how important are these guys? Because most people tend to feel it's just the guys up front on the quacho, the banjo, the guitar, the mandolin. These are the important guys. But the importance of also the guys in the back on the percussions.
Well, by now people should realize that the percussion plays a pivotal role in the music of Parang. Right. Well, actually, you don't listen a lot to guitars and so on, and so the quattro in particular and the banjo, with a little bass behind them, and the percussion, they are the real Parang instruments. Mm-hmm. You know, the guitar gives you a sort of a background, right, yes, but the main thing that you listen to is the banjo, quattro, and the percussion.
Okay. So the guys at the back, they are like the engine room?
Oh yes, that's what we call them, the engine room.
The engine room.
And if they are not answering to the chant, to the Parang, mm-hmm, you have a problem.
You can show the entire band
yes,
offset.
The rest of the band take all the lead from the percussion.
The percussion, got you. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Fleury. You're going to be back with us very shortly.
Yes,
course,
so
you got to take your seat on stage.
Yes, well, it was a pleasure being here.
Well, you're not finished. You're coming back.
I hope that everyone is enthused and waiting to hear these bands that will come on stage with some of the real melee of recent time. So, let me say bye for now. I'll be back.
I'll be back. All right.
I'm Fee Noel, founder and designer of the women's wear lifestyle brand Fee Noel. My designs are inspired by travel, they're inspired by Grenada, where my family is from, the vibrancy, the effortlessness of the island, the vibes of the island. Grenada is pure, Grenada is paradise, Grenada is peaceful, Grenada is just a tranquil place, but also it's vibrant and it's fun and it's intoxicating. There's a glamorous side to it that I see, and I try to merge that together to create Fee Noel. The people of Grenada are loving, they're caring, they're open. Not only is the island beautiful, but the people are beautiful too. I love Grenada and you will too. Grenada rocks.
Tonight you'll be awarded Mr. Wallace Collins, both former presidents of the Carriacou Committee. Mr. Anselm James, well, of course, he needs no no introduction, he needs no citation. One who is well known to the culture, the leader and founder of the Country Boys that have done not just parang but of course various genre of music across the landscape of Carriacou. Music that will transcend the boundaries of Greater Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the region, and of course the world. The Country Boys led by Anselm James. Mr. Randolph Fleury, well of course he was here a very short while ago. One who plays just about every instrument, and we would safe to say that of course he's the most comfortable and most competent violinist across the entire Tri-Island state, Mr. Randolph Harrison Fleury. Also we can have Mr. Godwin Moses, and you heard of course Mr. Fleury made reference to him as he can easily be described and coined and tagged as the most competent banjo player throughout the entire Tri-Island state. He's very comfortable, he's very unique, and of course he's a talent that one believes was given from of course our supreme being above. And we have that of the Ghetto Youths, Reverend Cox. This band will be receiving an award tonight. It's a band that is well known to everyone. Interestingly, Reverend Cox he founded the band, and he continues to be the leader of the band. The founder of the band was a member of the all-conquering Ghetto Boys. At that time, he was just one along with the band. Then he started playing, of course, what he called the tuk-tuk, clapping the two pieces of wood together. He started playing that with the Ghetto Boys, and of course, he elevated to now being the leader of the Ghetto Youths from his own band, and he also, of course, on the mandolin, a very difficult instrument to play. But this young man has really made tremendous amount of strides in the music, Reverend Cox, and he, of course, with the Ghetto Youths, there would be awarded here tonight. They all are on stage. As I sit here now, I can see that to our left, Zarina Bido, who will, of course, render the national anthem for us tonight. And Permanent Secretary Rolda Kwamana, she is there. Wallace Collins, he's also there. Reverend Cox just made reference to the young man from the Ghetto Youth. He also on stage, and of course, one Lindy Hazel, who would of course do the citation for the awardees here tonight. Individuals who have played a very significant part in our parang culture, who have been around for a very long time, and who continue, of course, to shepherd the new generation, as we heard from Mr. Fleury. Despite the fact, of course, some of these guys are no longer in competition, they continue to shepherd the younger ones to ensure that, of course, this festival, this unique aspect of Carriacou's culture goes from strength to strength. And that, of course, just as our generations in the past would have handed the baton to, of course, this current generation in a very pristine manner, so likewise, this generation will want to hand it to the next generation. Maybe not in the pristine manner. Of course, when they hand it to them, they receive it in gold. They are hoping, of course, they can hand it to the next generation in rubies, diamonds, and pearl. And that's exactly what we are seeing now. Despite the fact, of course, we are, yes, all battling, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, where the protocols are in place, want to adhere to all of the protocols. There's two bands here tonight. They came for the competition, but the mere fact that, of course, only 2 out of the 6 bands are here tonight speak testimony as to how serious, how dedicated they are to ensure that, of course, the culture does not go to sleep, does not go into a coma, that, of course, it stays afloat, it stays awake, even just barely. That is very important. So it means that, of course, come next year, that we should see more bands in competition. We are hoping that come 2022, we can have bands come from other communities that had bands in the past and we have not seen them for a while. We are hoping that, of course, for example, on the eastern side, we're known as the Eastern Bees, Mount Pleasant, Grand Bay. Windward, at one time we had a band coming out of Windward, we have not seen them for a while. A band coming out of Bossajou, possibility we could have that. From Bogles, from Petit Martinique, we are hoping from Leicester. We are hoping that, of course, very soon we can have a band come out from all these communities, because just about every community you have very talented musicians, and you have people with excellent vocals who have what it takes to, of course, come and deliver parang here for us. So a strong possibility that, of course, we can, of course, have that next year. Very important to note also that with Carriacou known as a cradle of culture, that, of course, we're gonna get, some of these guys normally participate in various competitions too, for example in Carnival, and we are hoping that, of course, we are hoping that, of course, these bands and them can, of course, we can have, Carnival, some of these guys coming forward. Some of the guys are Calypsonian soca artists, groovy artists. So we are hoping that, of course, that we are hoping that for the Carnival, this can, of course, happen, and we can get some. So, of course, so we get ready now to go stage side for the official opening.
So let me invite to the microphone Brother Bunfield Bristol to come and invoke God's presence here tonight.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. Brothers and sisters, as we come together tonight, you know it is customary for us. In everything we do, we must recognize the blessings of the Almighty God. Tonight is no different. Let us just humble ourselves. As we look, as David said, let us look upon the hilltops, for whence cometh our help. Almighty and most merciful Father, we thank you, Lord, for bringing us here this evening. We thank you, Lord, for all the blessings that thou hast bestowed upon us. And as we come to you tonight, Lord, with no strength, no power of our own, but through your divine grace and mercy, you have given us another opportunity to celebrate with our brothers and sisters in thanksgiving. We ask you, Lord, that as we gather here, Lord, that you bind us together with an everlasting cord, that we may go forth to give you the honor and to give you the praise which is due to your matchless name. Father God, we thank you for our brothers and our sisters, both near and far. Wherever they may be, Lord, let our prayers and there's from a bridge. We thank you, Lord, for all those who have traveled from a distance to be here with us tonight. And those who aren't here, Lord, you know the reason and you know the purpose. But we ask you, Lord, as we gather here tonight, that we crystallize our thinking, that we may go forth to give you the honor and to give you the praise. We thank you for our elders. We thank you, Lord, for all those who have contributed in one way or another to make this a success. We thank you again, Lord, for our government, all leaders, both spiritual and political. We thank you, Lord, most of all for the minds of our brothers and sisters for bringing us together here tonight. We ask you, Lord, whatever we fail to ask you at this time, may you grant it unto us the next hour of our prayer. We ask all these blessings through the mercy of our Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen and amen.
Thank you very much, Brother Bunfield Bristol. We are not going to waste any time. In fact, we are going to move swiftly along as I invite to the microphone Sister Zerina Bido to do the national anthem for us. Please stand if you are able to, and let us show reverence to our country.
Hail, Grenada, land of ours, we pledge ourselves to thee. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, being proud of our heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation.
Thank you very much. Give it up for Zerina Bido. Can you believe that it was all the way back in 2019 we were able to have a Parang festival? And I'm certain you will agree that based on the trajectory earlier this year, we didn't anticipate to be here tonight. But it is happening and it is going down now. Let me invite to the microphone the chairman of the Carriacou and Pidi Martinique Festival Board to give some brief remarks, Mr. James Stafford.
I just want to say good night to everyone. And tonight, I just want to touch on a little bit of where we came from and where we are right now at this present moment. As the chairman, as the MC said earlier on in the year, we were wondering whether we would meet this stage where we can have what you might call a virtual parang. And we were looking at the statistics and the developments that are taking place, and we were trying to come up with a template over the last months. And sometimes it looked dim, and sometimes it looked good, and then sometimes it went back bad again. But nonetheless, our determination was there, because we have to stick with the protocol that is established by the land, and we cannot go against that. That was one of the first things. But also we understand that we have to live with COVID in the midst, because COVID seems like it's going anyway soon. So we have to develop templates to deal with the situation that is surrounding us. And I must say one of the ways of doing so is each and every one caring for their own personal self and doing the best they can to help out a situation and not depending on the authorities. So we have put long and hard thoughts, and we have put templates together and changed it. And in the midst of that, we came up with a way of finding ourselves where we are tonight. And I must say, it wasn't an easy decision to make. We decided to give some awards also tonight, and there will be some awards given out here tonight, people who have contributed in the past to the Parang development on a whole. I know that some of the people might not be pleased with it, because you have to choose, and you can't choose everybody, but in difficult times you have to make difficult decisions. But nonetheless, the people who are here and receiving awards tonight, I want to welcome them, and I want to welcome each and every one of you to the Parang 2021 virtual, and to the media and the streaming houses. Good evening and welcome everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. James Stafford, Chairman of the Carriacou and Peter Martinique Festival Board. I heard him say that he's giving out awards tonight. I just hope that I win an award for being the best dressed inside the tennis court here. Can you believe that we are being streamed on the various platforms right now? So I want to say good night to the folks in the diaspora, and even those of you who chose to stay home and look on to us here, good night to you. Also, those of you listening on the various radio stations, good night to you as well. We are moving swiftly. At this time, I want to invite to the microphone the Permanent Secretary with responsibility for the Ministry of Carriacou and Peter Martinique Affairs to declare the festival open, Ms. Ralda Kwamina.
Thank you very much, Mr. Master of Ceremony. Chairman of the Carriacou and Peter Martinique Festivals Board, Mr. James Stafford, and other members of the board, presidents and members of the Carriacou Parang Festival, specially invited guests, awardees, members of the media, and our friends, brothers, and sisters in the diaspora, a good evening to all. Now, many months ago, we would have never dreamt of a parang, whether virtual, whether physical, we weren't going to dream of a parang, because COVID-19 said to us that things have changed. Things will change, and things are going to change. And indeed, things have changed. Things did change, and things are continue to change. However, tonight is showing that the people of Carriacou and Peter Martinique are resilient, are determined, and we persevere. And this is a testimony of what happens when we have these traits in us. I want to extend, first of all, greetings, and at the same time an apology from the Minister of Carriacou and Peter Martinique Affairs, Minister Kendra Maturin Stewart, for her absence here this evening. She would have really liked to be here to relish this moment, but circumstances beyond her control says she can't be here. So I bring you greetings on her behalf, and I also say sorry for her not being here. We just never know what tomorrow may bring. We live for today and not for tomorrow. And we have gotten that lesson from COVID. 2019 we had a parang, and we say 2020 we are going to be better. And COVID-19 said no parang in 2020. And 21 was threatened. But in the midst of that, technology was here with us. And technology afforded us an opportunity to not just stay in our homes and just stifle what we have within us, but to showcase our culture to the world. Maybe in the past, we might have had little streaming, or maybe after the parang, we were able to bring it out to the rest of the world. But tonight, you're going live. So whatever is said here tonight is heard abroad as well, as far as possible, as far as technology can take us. COVID-19, we are all aware, is responsible for our present predicament. It has taken us into places unknown, to live new lives, and to get used to a new normal. A new way of thinking, a new way of living, with vaccines, with masks, with social distancing, with hand sanitizing. This is to save your life and mine. But however, we must say, this evening is a testimony of our resiliency. Resilience from a period of lockdown, of curfews, and of our first wave of the virus. It is good to see that we can stage our Parang Festival, however small. This is showing that the culture did not perish with the pandemic. Let me, on behalf of the Minister, extend much appreciation to the Festivals Board, to the Parang Committee, and all the many other persons who worked tirelessly to ensure that this night happened. It did not come easy. There are many factors to consider in staging this Parang Festival tonight. However, let me hasten to add, despite the fact that we can stage our Parang 2021, we should not be complacent. We must not let complacency override caution, for we are still in a pandemic. So our observance of the protocol is of paramount importance. Wear our masks, sanitize, social distance, and I want to encourage you at this time to take your vaccine. Don't play jab, take the jab. Tonight also, the Festivals Board with the Parang Committee is going to recognize many stalwarts of our culture. And no doubt, their contribution to the Parang Festival over the years. So on behalf of the Minister, I extend congratulations to all the awardees here this evening. You've earned it. So in Parang language, let the strings ring, let the melee start. Parang 2021 is now officially declared open. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rolda Kwamina, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Carriacou and PT Martinic Affairs. I just want to reiterate some of what she said. Remember to adhere to the protocols, and this is for those of us inside the venue live and in flesh. Wear your mask and do some social distancing. Now, this is a virtual celebration as well. So let me recognize some of the media houses who are bringing this event live. WPG-10, GBN, GIS, Crossroads Radio in New York, SVG TV and Magic 103.7, Grenadines Radio, Mikey Live, Party Grenada, RideAlong, Vibes FM, Sister Isle Radio, and also Kenroy Batiste Live. Now, for those of you looking, I am sure you can tell that it is very windy here tonight. And another thing, tonight is very historic because with so much streaming platforms carrying this thing, whatever is said here, you know, whoever star, you're well star. You're going viral. So I just want to say that. We are moving right along. Remember earlier on it was said that we have some awards to give out. Let me see how I can. We want to recognize some of the folks who have made some outstanding contributions towards the development of the Parang Festival over the years. And so to assist in that capacity, let me invite Miss Lindy Hazel to the microphone as she is going to take over this part of tonight's proceedings.
Good night, everyone. To assist me with these presentations, I now call on Ms. Rolda Kwamina, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Carriacou and Petit Affairs, to assist us. Our first awardee tonight is someone who was synonymous with Parang in Carriacou. He comes from the Ravine in Mount Royal, the home of the Carriacou Parang Festival, and served in many capacities, including, but not limited to, General Secretary and President of the Parang Committee. Despite physical challenges, it was clear to see that he went the extra mile beyond the call of duties and sometimes ran the entire festival by himself at no cost. The sole purpose of which was to ensure that the Parang culture in Carriacou is preserved and thus becomes a part of our cultural identity. It is with distinct pleasure that the Carriacou and the Petit Martinique Festival Board, in collaboration with the Carriacou Parang Committee, recognizes and honors Mr. David Boswain for selfless commitment and dedication to the Parang culture. On his behalf, we now invite Deshaun McFarlane to collect. Mr. Wallace Collins began serving his community as a student at the Hillsborough Secondary School. When in 1987, he joined the Mount Royal Parang Committee as assistant news reporter. He later served in many other positions, if not all, including chairman. During his tenure as chairman, he clamored for the fencing of the tennis court, which all other festivals benefit from. Through his leadership, many scholarships and donations were given to both primary and secondary students and schools. Tonight, we salute you, Mr. Wallace Collins, for your dedication and commitment to the festival. Congratulations, sir. Mr. Anselm James, a name that Carriacou will never forget for the richness he has brought to the Parang over the years. His band was the band everyone aspired to beat. They were even known as the elite band. As a band leader, he was known for clean quality composition and sweet, sweet music. Mr. James was also responsible for introducing a new instrument called the mandolin in Parang. Today, every band uses that instrument to enhance their production. Additionally, Mr. Anselm James helped to mold and provide support to other bands over the years. Tonight, we award Mr. Anselm James for his commitment to the growth and development of the Parang culture in Carriacou. Congratulations, Mr. James. And on his behalf, his son, John James, will receive. This awardee was a band leader you could have depended on for consistent participation in the Parang Festival. Though the band's preparation was last minute, the quality was a force to be reckoned with. He was crafty, but never vulgar with his compositions. Tonight, we say thank you to Mr. Harrison Fleury for your commitment and dedication to the growth of the Parang in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Our next awardee is no other person but Mr. Godwin Moses, aka Moseman. It is a well-known fact that Mr. Godwin Moses never missed a Parang Mele night. He played with several bands over the years, and sometimes 2 or 3 bands on the same night. Such was his enthusiasm and passion for the music. When he didn't have a band, he was sure to make an appearance playing his famous cuatro. He's deemed the best cuatro man in Carriacou. Tonight, it is our pleasure to recognize and award Mr. Godwin Moses for his ensuing participation in Parang. Cheers to you, Moseman. You deserve this. Last but not least, we would like to recognize the ghetto youths for their consistent participation in the Parang Mele competition over the last 10 years. This young band came to the scene and continues to produce quality Parang music. Hats off to you, ghetto youths, and continue the good work. Thank you, Ms. Kwamina. This ends the award presentation segment.
And thank you very much, Miss Lindy Hazel. Ladies and gentlemen, that time that you're all waiting for is almost here. What am I talking about? The Mele part, the commerce part. It is almost here. So we are going to ask the party on the stage to kindly make their way off as we are about to begin the strings. There is a twist tonight. So let me tell you, the bands that you are going to be seeing on stage will not be in competition mode. What do I mean? The bands are going to be giving us new verses, I hope, but it is more an exhibition of what the Parang Strings competition is usually like, and not a competition here tonight. So I just want you all to know that, those of you present here, and those who are viewing and listening on the media platforms. So tonight, it is not a string competition, it is a Mele exhibition. And we are going to get to that shortly as soon as we make the preparations on stage. Once again, I want to say thanks to the media houses who are bringing this event live. Kenroy Batiste Live, Sister Isle Radio, Vibes FM, RideAlong, Party Grenada, Mikey Live, Grenadines Radio, SVG TV and Magic 1037, Crossroads Radio in New York, GIS, GBN, and also WPG10. But I think they forgot to mention those of us who are going to be streaming with our cell phones too. So good night to you as well. In the meantime, DJ Beans, give us something to entertain the folks here as we do the preparations on stage.
Welcome back, and of course, we just had the official part of the proceedings. So getting ready, of course, for the real Mele part of it, the part that, of course, the people love. This is the part, of course, that carries all the juice. That is where, of course, you have no bone at all. Strictly meat. And I can see just at the completion of the official ceremony that, of course, a number of people are now increasing in terms of the number at the venue. A clear indication that, of course, people come to this venue for the Mele. I must say again, congratulations to you, Mr. Fleury, and of course, having received your award. Let me just get your. All right, should be better now.
Okay, yes, Ral, and let me just say good night again to those who I didn't meet by voice at the first round. I was out for a little bit, and now I'm back here with Ral. And we are having a wonderful time here on Carriacou, this Parang night.
Blessings.
And as a matter of fact, we've seen that persons are now entering the venue. A little earlier, we thought maybe we'd be, kind of scanty, but no, I think people are coming in all right.
Yes, yes.
And let me just say again, welcome to all, wherever you are, in the diaspora, on island, wherever you are, welcome to Parang 2021.
Definitely. So before we go further, I must say again, good evening to all those on the various platforms. WPG10, GBN, GIS, Crossroads Radio in New York, SVG TV and Magic FM in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenadines Radio, Mike Lee Live, Party Grenada, RideAlong, Vibes FM, and of course Sister Alrid. I must say thank you all so very much. Really appreciate you, of course, coming on board to ensure that, of course, you spread the culture as it pertains to our annual Parang Festival far and wide. So, of course, by next year, once everything is clear, we should have a lot more people coming to Carriacou to experience the uniqueness of the final festival in Carriacou, the Parang Festival.
Yes, Ral, I want to believe that by next year, we will have at least a band from every village, every one of the, what do you call the communities on the island.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to a bumper 2022 Parang.
Definitely.
However, this year, because everything was affected by the outcome of the swing of the COVID-19 pandemic, that we couldn't place too much emphasis on the Parang because we were wondering whether or not it was going to happen.
That's right.
However, we see that it has happened, and people are really
very much involved. And
yes.
I must say that, of course, the band's coming in here tonight. First of all, we're going to be having that, of course, the ghetto youths. They are going to be coming in. They're going to be coming in. We're going to be, of course, talking here to we're just going to talk to the chairman of the festival's board. But of course, as we settle down, we just want to let you know that, of course, the ghetto youth is going to be coming on.
Yes.
And of course, the ghetto youth led by, of course, Reverend Cox. And of course, he's the lead singer, and he's going to be on the mandolin. We made reference to the mandolin a short while ago, of course, in the citation with Anselm James, the importance of course, this instrument. He's the one, of course, who introduced it and how difficult it is to play. Brendan McKee, the Killer Bee, one who is well known to us in various genres, of course, a man who have won in Carnival, the Groovy, the Calypso, and the Soca Monarch, all in 1 year. Several times winner. And of course, he's also one of the lead singers. I'm going to be in a Shack Shack. That, of course, the Brendan McKee. Jonathan Fleury, Jabari, of course, he goes by, of course, the Mad Ras, he sings also. And the son of Mr. Harrison Fleury to my left here, he's, of course, going to be on the Quattro and also one of the lead singers. And Sean Chase, a former Calypso Monarch from Carriacou, goes as a crit, and he's going to be on the Quattro. Gerald McNeil, he's going to be on the bass guitar. Akim Jones on the banjo. Kelly Quash, he will be playing the drum, and of course Darren Joseph, he will take control of the iron. So that's, of course, the lineup for the ghetto youths here tonight, and they are coming out, and we expect, of course, them to be lyrically loaded, spitting fire from the first syllable to the last syllable.
You can expect a full package from these guys.
Full package.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I know that they've been working on it even indoors and even behind a mask.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And interestingly, Mr. Fleury, is that this Parang bands is like when it comes close to the season, it's like they're going to a state of insomnia. As it's sort of known as insomnia, because everything that happens, these guys and them put it in song.
Yes, I think, Raul, the antennas are really up. Mm-hmm. And so they're picking up on just about every little thing.
Yes.
So, I think in Carriacou, if you know that you are guilty, you might think that unfortunately you get left,
right.
Because that is the way things happen in Carriacou.
Right.
When Parang time comes, you if even the band didn't sing on you, you feel guilty.
So of course it's a double whammy. Whether you're in or you're out, you feel guilty. No shades of gray. And of course tonight is going to be like that. And interestingly, Mr. Fleury, is that of course the number of tickets that went on sale, of course, is a reflection of the number of people that can be accommodated very comfortably here. of course, keeping within the COVID-19 protocols in terms of social distancing at the venue. But since, of course, the completion of the award ceremony, we've been seeing, of course, they have been trickling very, very fast now.
Yes, well, Raul, you see, the numbers had to be restricted.
Yes.
You know, given the protocol,
yes,
with the space that we have, we had to restrict how many persons we could allow to be in here legally.
Right.
And so we are sticking with that.
Right.
Yes, but a number of persons are out there and they are following. Yes, because it is virtual,
yes,
everyone has a chance to follow.
Yeah. And let me just, of course, as you mentioned, of course, let me just pronounce on it one time. The media house is taking it live. WPG10, GBN, GIS, Crossroads Radio in New York. It's cold on the outside here, but I know the lyrics coming out here from this band tonight, Mr. Flair, as you mentioned earlier, going to, of course, warm them up tonight. They, of course, can turn on the heater, cut off the fire area, because, of course, these bands are really going to blaze across various parts of the world here tonight. SVG, TV and Magic, 103.7 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines Radio, Mikey Life, Patty Grenada, RideAlong, Vibes FM Radio, and of course Sister R. They all taking it out. Of course, Kenroy Live, all taking it live right here from the Hillsborough Tennis Court, as of course we get back into what Carriacou was like end of the year, the annual Parang competition. This year is not a competition, but of course we are gradually inching back, and this is an indication that of course we are on the road back to where we were, and they expect it to be, of course, a night of spitting fire.
Yes, Raleigh, it's important that you let people know that this is not a competition night.
Right.
It is a night when a few bands, in fact, tonight we are sure of 2 bands that will be out there giving people the desired quest for the stories that happened and they would want to know about the melee part. You know, in Parang, you hardly hear people sing about the good things that you did. So you look forward to all the melee parts that people are so much interested in. Our culture is a strange one, right, in that we highlight so many times the mistakes that people make,
right,
rather than applaud the good. I mean, I wish that we can find a time when we can, lend to highlighting the good. But for the time being, our culture is what it is, and we look forward to whatever the Parang bands have to give us. And so in a short time, you will have one band on stage coming out to give you all of the melee you could want to hear from them, and then you're going to compare it with what the other band is going to give you. And we do not have judging or so, but you can be your own judge and tell yourself that this thing is here to stay. What one band missed, the other picks up, and you're going to get the full package of the melee on Carriacou.
Yes, so I want to remind you, of course, the Ghetto Youth, they're going to be coming up very shortly. Reverend Cox is receiving an award, so of course he'll be further inspired to really deliver for you tonight. And of course, the band is led by Reverend Cox, and of course he'll be on the mandolin. Brendan Mackey King is going to, Brendan Killer B. Mackey, that is, well, of course, the king of former Calypso, Soca Monarch, and of course, Road Match King. And of course, he'll be the lead singer, also one of the lead singers, and he's going to be in the Shack Shack.
That is the best way to put it. So this is a part of the night where we are going to have some melee being delivered on stage. I hope it's not the wind that is affecting the microphone. The first band we have for you tonight goes by the name of Ghetto Youths. And can you believe they have been in Parang for 19 years? 19 years. That is a very long time. Let me give you some information on the band. The band is led by Reverend Cox. He is the lead singer and also the mandolin player. Brendan Killer B. Mackey is also a lead singer, and he is on the Shack Shack. Jonathan Fleury, another lead singer. His instrument of choice is the Quattro. Sean Chase, everyone knows him as Crate. Instrument is the Quattro. Jarrell McNeil, he will be on the bass guitar. Akim Jones, he will be playing the banjo. Kelly Kwashi will be playing the drum. And Deron Joseph will be playing the the iron. Hillsborough Tennis Court, are you ready for some melee? Right, we could work with that. So let me invite the first band in the exhibition tonight, the Ghetto Youths.
What? Yeah. If it was a competition, what would have been the mindset as we speak right now, with the guys on stage getting ready to?
You would have been able to see the tension in the players, because they'd be eager to make sure that every note is sounding right.
Right.
And making sure that, especially the vocal mic, because you want every word to come out as clearly as possible. You want everybody to hear exactly what the lead singer is saying. So, you know, he can gain points by his message being clear.
Crossroads Radio in New York.
And we just say there are some people inside here that are a bit nervous where they are standing or sitting as the band.
Of course, this is as it happens every year. Every year, we have people who come in here and once the band gets on stage, not being so sure of what the band is going to sing about and who they're going to be really singing on, people in the crowd begin to feel nervous.
Right. And they are looking at the doctor.
And they're listening to hear whether their name is going to be called.
Right.
Because, you see, like I said earlier, that element of guilt comes into everyone, you know, just knowing that, you know, I probably did step a little bit out of line somewhere, but I don't know if the band picked it up.
Right. As we get ready, just about getting ready. Yeah, just about getting ready. And we just said, of course, people inside here are looking for the dark spots to see where they can run and hide, if the name...
Well, as a matter of fact, you realize that the people in here, as I see them coming in just now, actually, I might refer to it as flooding in.
Right.
You know, with limitation.
Right.
And but you won't see them just in front of the stage or in the bright light. You know, they seem to be hanging around, you know, just in case maybe their name might call and they don't want to be in that position where, you know, they they're so conspicuous.
Hanging on the edges.
Yeah, so they hanging around.
All right, so we're getting ready
and
to go
the band is getting ready.
We're getting ready to go stateside for the Ghetto Youth.
Yeah, yeah.
Check, yeah. Mic test, 1, 2, yeah.
One, two, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Check.
Yeah. Check. 1, 2.
Yeah. I should also let you know that the views expressed here tonight are that of the bands and not necessarily the views of anybody else.
1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah.
Engineer number 2.
Nice. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Mic check.
Yes, platforms. Yeah. Ghetto Youth just about getting ready to start.
Engineer number 1.
Go stateside now. Sure that everything is good. Even the instrument, even the chord on the instrument, Christmas colors. Ready? Let's go.
Yeah. 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 All you enjoy that? All you enjoy that piece of one more play? Yeah.
All right, so we're just getting started.
So before we get into the melee, we have to give all you a little message, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. We have to follow the protocols, right? What you say, P?
Yeah, man.
Oh. Yeah, drummer.
Drummer.
As we go through the Christmas season, we must still follow the protocols. Spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. Let's stop the spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. Sanitize your hands and stop the spread. Wear your mask and stop the spread. Sanitize your hands and stop the spread. Wear your mask and stop the spread. Let's stop the spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. this Christmas. Let's stop the spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. This Christmas, the best choice you have to live a normal life. Get vaccinated and make it right. The best choice you have to live a normal life. Get vaccinated and make it right. Let's stop the spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. This Christmas. Let's stop the spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. This Christmas. AstraZeneca and Pfizer, Moderna, make your life better. AstraZeneca and Pfizer, Moderna, make your life better. Let's stop the spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. This Christmas. Let's stop the spread of COVID-19 this Christmas. 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 Thank you.
Thank you. All ready for the melee? All ready for the melee? All right.
He postponed the Christmas. Santa postponed the Christmas. All because of COVID-19. Santa postponed the Christmas. Greater Santa won't be passing. Santa postponed the Christmas. Every big people worrying. Santa postponed the Christmas. Them children ain't getting nothing. Santa postponed the Christmas. I say he postponed the Christmas. Santa postponed the Christmas. I say he postponed the Christmas. Santa postponed the Christmas. Aye. No sorrel, no ginger beer. Santa postponed the Christmas. And you ain't getting ham this year. Santa postponed the Christmas. No presents under the Christmas tree. Santa postponed the Christmas. So tell them not to wish for you. Santa postponed because he postponed the Christmas. Santa postponed the Christmas. I say he postponed the Christmas. Santa postponed the Christmas. Minor. Give me again. I believe them police need more training with accuracy and proper aiming. They only know how to shoot on Carriacou, but you missing the fall cock in front you. And through the bush in boggles you running. So they shooting, so the fall flying. And when they meet cool list, they get you. The fall fly from there to Bosse you. I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay. The parent COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid. But when you do your wrong thing, I say, don't blame Kid for that. And when you them calling the melee, don't blame Kid for that. Angie, send a puppy for me. I don't want the same dog to bite me. Slim and Kenny's big stone pelting. With a face scoping who he attacking. They say Belgian women is Bajan. I believe the dog is champion. And when she jump to chop Kenny in the head, the dog just run and bite she bam bam peg. I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay. People around COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid. But when you do your wrong thing, I say, don't blame Kid for that. And And when you name call in the melee,
problem kid for that. That nasty boy in the pharmacy, he want the black just like your Josie. One night he messaging him man, he wanted to meet up behind sun. Well, Terry responds shortly after. He said, boy, you man don't get too far. So they go and they meet up by Peppy. That is when they tickle the bouncy.
I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay.
The parent COVID making them sick.
Now they want to blame Dr. Kid. But when you do your wrong thing, I say, no blame Kid for that.
And when you name call in the melee,
no blame Kid for that.
These two Zambian girls, they need some licks. Yeah, this song they're making click, click, clicks. It's a shame and a disgrace. Like this thing, it run inside the reps. One like Bamsi, one like Nani. We had to get Magdalene, pray for she. I ain't talking about them rest of bumps. One of them girls look like they have moms.
I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay.
The parent COVID making them sick.
Now they want to blame Dr. Kid.
But when you do your wrong thing, I say, problem kid for that.
And when you name call in the melee,
problem kid for that.
I must sing an El Capitano. That is SD in case you don't know. He playing like he is Pim Daddy. Bring up gal and chef for everybody. One name is Breast and Fat Book. Believe me, this thing here ain't no joke. Right now them gal call him Scuttle Mango. Because of the size of Toto. I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay. The parent COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid. But when you do your wrong thing, I say, go blame Kid for that. And when you name call in the melee,
go blame Kid for that.
Big action on the block. She no last a bottle with a block. I see her only hear the news. I think it's because she has the blues. She called Bradley and she gave woman. Book back, there was the band. He cried, darling, baby, please don't go. I go wash all your panty tomorrow. I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay. The parent COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid. But when you do your wrong thing, I say, go blame Kid for that. And when you name call in the melee,
go blame Kid for that.
Before I sing on the hen and the rooster, don't forget the one-eye bartender. He can't get to sell no drinks no more. Ganga put him to push some wheelbarrow. He said them work there too hard for him, and he can't even handle the painting. The only thing that could make him happy is one bend back to hot up the Bamsi. I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay. The parent COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid. But when you do your wrong thing, I say, no blame Kid for that. And when you name call in the melee, no blame Kid for that.
Breaking news in the Caribbean. They had a volcanic eruption. They launched an investigation just to see what really caused the activity. Science said the dildo in the brain that trigger off the last your friend. He never know that Bam Bam just so sweet. Until he put it out and he leak it.
I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay.
The parent COVID making them sick.
Now they want to blame Dr. Kid.
But when you do your wrong thing, I say,
no blame Kid for that. Them calling the melee. No blame Kid for that.
Lord, I'm feeling sorry for something. All you ain't get it, man, lose it chunky. All them yes, the woman honing him. She had the Rasta man eating shit chicken. They say she moving like a fever, eating wood breakfast, lunch and dinner. She said them kind of thing that does fretchy. Sunky like to zami.
I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay.
The parent COVID making them sick.
Now they want to blame Dr. Kid.
But when you do your wrong thing, I say,
don't blame Kid for that.
And when you name calling
No COVID-19 case in the country until the fellas come up on Dolly C. Well, I'm blaming the authority. No COVID-19 case in the country until the fellas come up on Dolly C. Well, I'm blaming the authority for not testing them immediately. When time for them to take the vaccine, and between getting like they hiding. All of evil people could tell you, one is a perro, one is a poodle. I don't care what nobody say, we Grenadians will have to pay. The parang COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid, but when you do your wrong thing, I say, don't blame Kid for that. And when you name call in the melee, don't blame Kid for that. One job. Abby boys, like you lost your head to go and sleep on Mr. Howard big bed. You and Janelle playing all your smart. You never know how Howard would have talked back. All you thought he went in the ocean. He come back with a piece of iron. And I hear piece of US get bite out. Right now we decide a tuna mouth. I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay. The parang COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid, but when you do your wrong thing, I say, don't blame Kid for that. And when you name call in the melee, don't blame Kid for that. Yeah, when you do your wrong thing, I say, don't blame Kid for that. And when you name call in the melee, don't blame Kid for that. Although we ain't done yet. Yes. We have a surprise. We starting them young, so when we done, they could follow, you understand?
Give it up for the ghetto youths. But right now,
you have to tell them your name and everything, yeah? And then they will drop the voice, right? All right.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Micah Cox.
Go forward.
Tonight I'm going and sing a song.
Yeah. I don't care what no.
Grenadians will have to pay. So we making them sick. Now you want to blame Dr. Kid,
but when you do your wrong thing, I say,
don't blame Kid for that. And when your name call in the melee, don't blame Kid for that.
I don't know who tells she pretty. She walking around like a celebrity. Seems you're coming.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know who tells she pretty. Walking around like a celebrity. Since you come inside at over school, the people, children, you want to. People say you look like a monster. Always have your face looking so ass. Don't tell me you look like a monkey. Cause your hands and legs, they're so hairy.
I don't care what nobody say. We Grenadians will have to pay. The parang COVID making them sick. Now they want to blame Dr. Kid, but when you do your wrong thing, I say, don't blame Kid for that. And when you name call in the melee, don't blame Kid for that. Good night. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
give it up for the ghetto youths. If all you think that Parang is going to finish anytime soon, you have just been proven wrong. There is continuity in the festival. Ladies and gentlemen, before the next band come to do their presentation, I want to remind you that this event is being streamed live on the following media outlets: WPG-10, GBN, GIS, Crossroads Radio in New York, SBG TV and Magic 1037, and that's all the way in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Radio Grenadines, Mikey Live, Party Grenada, RideAlong, Vibes FM Radio, Sister Isle Radio, and also Kenroy Batiste Live. So I'm going to ask the DJ to play something for us in the meantime as we get organized stage side to bring on the next performance.
What a brilliant performance there from the Ghetto Youth. And of course, we spoke earlier, Mr. Fleury, about the importance of youth, that continuity, of course, ensuring that, of course, there's life after, Parang has life after, of course, this generation. And of course, it was wonderful to see that, of course, the Reverend Cox, the leader of the band, brought his young son on stage to show us exactly that, of course, the future of the festival is in good hands.
Yes, Ral, I'm particularly delighted to see that. As I said earlier, this culture is here to stay. And it can only stay, as we see tonight, been showed off tonight by Reverend Cox, bringing his young son on stage to tell you that this thing is here for a long time.
And,
you know?
And of course, Reverend is here. Rev, good evening to you, my brother.
Yeah, man, good evening, boss.
All right, nice, of course, to have you, my brother.
Yeah,
of course, you guys were so smartly dressed on stage. You guys dropped the lyrics as we expected. Wonderful jingle. You guys, of course, kept to, the requirement of the jingle, and very well done. Your impressions as to exactly how you guys went on it tonight?
Well, I think we did justice. Just as how we did in practicing, we came out and deliver. And as I say, practice make you who you are, you know?
Right.
If you don't practice, you don't get those kind of goods.
Right. And what we saw here tonight was like a winning performance, as though you was in a competition. But it didn't rub off, of course, from you guys, whether it's a competition or just a presentation.
Well,
you come professional.
Well, really, it doesn't matter whether competition or not. We come to do our best, and we always come with a standard, and we keep the bar high. So, I mean, it would have been nice to be in competition tonight. I know the other bands would have been shaking. Definitely they would have been shaking. But nevertheless, we do what we got to do. Make sure the fans please and everybody gets a good show at the end of the night.
Enough respect. And most quite pleased, of course, we're able to have something after a 2-year break, yes?
Yeah, it is nice to have something after a break. You know, COVID would have taught us a great lesson. And we just have to live with COVID and do what we're supposed to do and follow protocols, and we'll be okay, you know?
Good. How old is your son, the one that performed there?
He's 9 years, and I could tell you he's an exciting future to look forward to. He's always deep in music with me. The other one, Royal, he's also deep in the music as well.
Right.
And I can tell you, come in the next 2 to 3 years, I will have a band again coming out from my boys and them.
All right, so you could be the Ghetto Young Boys.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, Rev.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
man.
wonderful.
All right, thanks again, man. Of course, thank you so very much for, of course, coming on stage to, of course, entertain both those at home and those abroad.
Yeah, anytime,
thanks,
man.
Bless us. All right, let me just, thanks again, Rev, and of course, enjoy the evening, man.
Yeah, well, let me extend to Reverend how much I was delighted to listen to him and the band. You did well. You performed. You played your role tonight, as I expected. And I must say, I look forward to you for many, many more of this.
Yeah, Mr. Fleury, I thank you very much for that.
And congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
Truly deserve it. Well earned, my brother.
It was surprising.
Pleasant surprise, yes?
It was a surprise. And we deserve it and we appreciate it.
God bless us, my brother.
Nice. Yeah. Very nice.
All right.
Yeah. Continue walking in that direction, a positive note all the time.
Yeah.
And we have it going.
Right.
Yeah.
We're here to stay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother. Of course, as we get ready for the next band on stage, the final band, of course, that of the Cameron Boys. Of course, the leader is Clean Super Flying Flynn John, and of course, he is one of the lead singers. Kevin Mental Dick, he's also one of the lead singers. He's going to be on the banjo. Delroy Benjamin on guitar. Max Dick is playing the quattro. Patrick Kaki John is on the bass guitar, and Chantel Dixon on the bass drum, the only female here tonight. Just before, of course, you come to let me just again thank you very much. Let me just, of course, mention all the media houses quickly. WPG10, GBN, GIS, Crossroads Radio in New York, SVG TV and Magic 103.7 FM in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Radio Grenadines, Mikey Live, Party Grenada, RideAlong, Vibes FM Radio, Sister Radio, and of course Kenroy Baptiste also streaming it. Mr. Fleury?
Yes, Ral, I'm delighted to see that there's a female in the mix.
Yes.
Because, you know, I keep mentioning that we need to involve the females.
Right.
Yes, they are an integral part of us.
Definitely.
And we, by no means should we ever think about leaving them out.
Yeah. And some of the females are just as talented, or even more talented on instruments than some of the males.
Oh yes, we have quite a number of female talented people on this island. And we need to use them, let them promote and showcase their talents. Yes, I'm happy to see that.
Right.
And like I said, the first band was very, very good. They performed as expected. They did all the jingles. Everything they did was in place.
Right.
And the second band, I can see them. They're pretty excited about getting in gear.
Right.
And I look forward to what they have to offer.
Right. And we got the young man here with us.
Yes.
Ruel, I think is his name. We're just gonna quickly wire him up, and we're just gonna quickly put the earphone on his head and you want him to come closer, Mr. Play? Right. Okay, so let him come a bit closer then. Come a bit closer, the gentleman, the youngster, the young parang man. All right. All right. You want to hold the mic? Let me make sure that you hold the mic. Good. Congratulations! First time on stage in Parang?
Yes.
How you felt to be up there?
Good.
You felt comfortable and so forth?
Yeah.
You like singing the Parang?
Yeah.
How you got involved?
Because I want to look like my father.
Like your father, you want to be like daddy?
Yeah.
So you sing, you write some of the verses too? Yeah. You can write the verses too?
Yeah.
Wow! That was excellent. And we can expect sometime you will form a little band, a young band?
Yeah.
All right. So what's the message to other young folks like yourself?
I know.
Huh? You want them to form bands and come out next year?
Yeah.
Yes? All right. And what instrument you have? What instrument you have there? The mandolin. Well, you know the instruments. Can you play it?
No.
No. Which is your favorite instrument in Parang? The mandolin. That's one you like?
Yeah.
All right. Like daddy, yes?
Yeah.
All right then. So we're looking forward to seeing you next year. And what's your name again?
Micah Cox.
Micah Cox. Yeah. You want a ticket on the radio, right? All right then. So congratulations and all the best again, yes?
Yeah.
Nice. As we get ready, of course, to go stage side for, of course, the Carmen Boys. They're going to be, of course, giving us a jingle, and of course, they are going to be giving us the parang. So we're looking forward to another epic display, epic delivery, pulsating, nail biting, stepping on toes, and of course, making some people nervous. Let's get ready to go stage side for the Carmen Boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the second performance here tonight. And this band has been in the Parang competition or the Parang Festival for the past 18 years. The members of the band are, you know what, let me tell you the name of the band. The band goes by the name of the Carriacou Boys, and they are made up with the following members. Clint Superflying Flint John is the band leader and lead singer. Kevin Mental Dick is the lead singer, and he will be playing the banjo. So Clint is on the shack. I didn't have it here. Delroy Benjamin is on the guitar. Max Dick is playing the quattro. Patrick Kaki John is on the bass guitar. And Chantel Dixon is on the bass drum. Make some noise, Parang, and welcome the Carriacou Boys.
One. Yeah. We are just warming. We are here for the Parang. Looking good. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers, also, who is viewing online? Yes, we are the Carriacou Boys, hail from the royal village
of Mount Royal. We are the kings of Mount Royal. As we bring you joy, love, peace, most of all, happiness for this Christmas. As we render, we 6 kings.
Glory and time, bearing gift, we travel afar, hills and mountain, moor and fountain, travel beyond the star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star in royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us through that perfect light.
Bringing the spirit of Christmas. Tonight our jingle is entitled COVID Santa. You ready, Boo Boo Tom? Are you ready? We ready? Man, you ready? Santa, you ready? Let we go. Where's Santa Day? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Santa come from the North Pole. He say I'm very cold. But for he come, he sweet Carriacou.
Give me.
He has no vaccine like me and you. No, he vaccine and he white. He vaccine and he vaccine and
He vaccine and he. Whoa! Fire!
Dancing bombs with the Carmoon boys band. We are vaccine and we getting on. Yeah, we vaccine and we whining. Vaccine and we. Vaccine and we.
Come on, Santa! Wait! Give me! Whoa! He vaccine and he whining, vaccine and he grinding, vaccine and he sharing. Whoa! He vaccine and he moving, he vaccine and he grooving, he vaccine and he waving. Whoa! What Santa? Baila!
Hey!
Yeehaw! Whoa!
So if you want to hear Tory, just check out the boy from the country.
Wait.
If you want to see a scandal, we gonna to start the bacchanal. Whoa, people ballet.
People ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
People crying.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, yeah. People crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, you people ballet.
After me take the fish from Rinella, like a blight take them country fella. And go take wine. Where Jared she the sweetest wine. But Choco could take the pressure. Yeah, he's the football ambassador. And go say football ambassador. You know he's the health officer. Whoa, people ballet.
People ballet.
Whoa, people ballet.
People crying.
Whoa, people ballet.
Give me.
Whoa, people crying. So if you want to hear scandal, take out the fish from the country.
Give me.
If you want to hear scandal, then we go start the bacchanal. Whoa, people ballet.
Yes.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa,
never know Slim is a stupidity. Or you want to beat your son for a lady. You know that woman, they have blight. And the ex-wife that she want to fight. But that they end in a tangle. The people really bite she up for you. The son give him a big stone, pop in the head. Get the patient. Oh my God, Slim, you're dead. Whoa, people ballet.
People ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
People crying.
Whoa,
people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
So if you want to hear, just check out Boy from the
Baila. If you want to hear scandal, then we go start the back canal. Whoa, people ballet. Yes, people ballet. Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people. Whoa, people ballet. Give me.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Plenty body man let go in the tongue. So they smoking, so they drinking rum. Never know Rasta man, they hear nothing. He like the old where the man put in. Rasta now put on the condom. He said tonight, he having a threesome. He takes the barber to come and see how we giving Oma the dog.
Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa,
people ballet. Whoa, people crying. Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people ballet.
so if you want to hear, just check out the boy from the country.
Give me.
If you want to hear scandal,
Give me.
whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying. Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people ballet.
Big breaking news in Boseju. All you hear what your body do. Right now we playing the village ram. Think he could control plenty woman. Walking to the village, I get a story about the young Jerome and the baby. He have Mr. Fleury crying in tears. He said, Jay, why you didn't make a face? Why?
People ballet.
Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
So if you want to hear Tory, check out the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal, whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people crying. Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people crying.
Listen, drama with the boy ambassador. He changed his name to Tabanka because of a girl called Lisa. The boy doing everything. Right now we planning a wedding. Mr. Tabanka, Lisa Strongman eating better.
Whoa, people ballet.
Give me.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people.
Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people crying.
Tell me.
So if you want to hear Tory, check out the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal, whoa, people ballet.
People ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
People crying.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying. They tell me to sing on them lesbian. I want to sing on them gay man. Fire go burn them for the sexual system. Watch out them lesbian robbing. It's like dynamite exploding. But the way they was robbing, me and all get a sexual feeling.
Whoa, people ballet.
Give me.
Whoa, people crying. Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people crying.
People crying.
So if you want to hear Tory, check out the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal, whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people ballet.
Give me.
Whoa, people ballet.
Bacchanal woman, so she like confusion. I said, pay me my money. You too black and ugly. I'm talking about black tourists. She ugly than a beast. Anytime all you see she, just call her money jumpy.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa,
people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
So if you want to hear Tory, check out the boy from the country. And if you want to hear scandal,
whoa,
whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people ballet.
Yes, and they're balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Yes, and they're crying. Right now we're confused. When I hear the news, I hear the Prime Minister saying, just now election coming. People please get ready. Deacon and the NDC. As to you, Super, I wanted to read this letter. Hold on. Dr. Kate, yeah. Hold on. My fellow Grenadian, I give Super Flynn the permission to call the date of election. So between me and you, the date is the 12th of November, 2022. Whoa,
people crying.
Whoa, people crying. Give me. Whoa, people. Whoa, people crying.
So if you want to hear, check out the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal,
check out him.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, and they're balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, and they're quarreling.
Whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, and they're balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, and they're shouting. Listen to this verse about my partner Angus down in Lauriston. Just so he lost his woman, he take back the TV, the negligee panty. But the thing that I don't understand is why he take back all the customers that just play dominoes.
Boy, people
ballet.
Whoa, people crying. Whoa, people ballet. Whoa, people crying. So if you want to hear Tory, check out the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal, whoa, people ballet.
Whoa, people Whoa, people Whoa, people Listen to this verse about my partner Angus down in Lauriston. Yes, he lost his woman. He take back the TV and the negligee panty. The boy take back everything, even the toilet is messing.
Whoa, people
I get it right now. I get it right. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't make a mistake. I don't know. The judges, I didn't know that. I had to bring my divorce. I don't know that. I don't know that. Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't make a boss. Yeah. Whoa.
So if you want to hear Tory, check out the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal,
whoa, balling. People balling.
Whoa, people crying.
People crying.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people balling. Belly people too evil. A lie. Take it back again. Bam. Belly people. Some of them too evil. One early morning, belly ringing. I take a little walk. Then I hear the talk. It's plenty obia from me good neighbor.
Whoa, people
we got it right. Faranga Waja.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people.
So if you want to hear, check out the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal, whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people balling. Whoa, people balling.
This married woman, she told her husband she want plenty iron to give the honor man. So the man come home early, iron her all over his body. But instead of giving she give the honor man Abby.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people balling. Whoa, people balling. Give me.
Whoa, people balling.
So if you want to hear Tory, check on the boy from the country. If you want to hear scandal, come we start the back now.
Whoa,
people balling.
People balling.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa, people balling.
Whoa, people.
Whoa, people crying.
Whoa. Give me a drop. Van, I want a drop. Listen to the verse. Passing. I say Saraka cooking. Siren blowing. Plenty blood they sharing. I go for a bowl. Bobo Tom, you too. Right. Father versus son. Kick and cuff like machine gun. But the thing that surprised me is who Lego the dog to referee. Who let the dogs out? Ken. Who let the dogs out? And G. Who let the dogs out? Lulu. Who let the dogs out? Maureen. Who let the dogs out? King George. Who let the dogs out? We want to know who let the dogs out. Cause this band, he have to go. Who let the dogs? Somebody say, was the neighbor next door? Yeah, I don't know if it's the Rasta or Booby Tom. But you know what? This band will be serenading for the Christmas. Whole you all dog will be passing. Good night.
Give it up for the Cameroon boys. I am telling you, Parang is very unpredictable. You just never know what to expect. I have one question though. Who is leading so far? Are they tied or someone's leading? Okay. Once Bubu Tam said Cameroon boys, then we're going with what Bubu Tam said. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we are being brought to you on the various platforms. So we are not just in Carriacou, we are not just in Grenada. As a matter of fact, we are worldwide. WPG 10, GBN, GIS, Crossroads Radio New York, SVG TV and Magic 1037, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Radio Grenadines, Mikey Live, Party Grenada, RideAlong, Vibes FM Radio, Sister Isle Radio, and also Kenroy Batiste Live. Do you want some more melee? Now, all you song like all you want melee, man. You seem satisfied. Do you want some more melee? After this short intermission, DJ, give us something.
I'm Fee Noel, founder and designer of the women's wear lifestyle brand Fee Noel. My designs are inspired by travel. They're inspired by Grenada, where my family is from, the vibrancy, the effortlessness of the island, the vibes of the island. Grenada is pure. Grenada is paradise. Grenada is peaceful. Grenada is just a tranquil place, but also it's vibrant and it's fun and it's intoxicating. There's a glamorous side to it that I see, and I try to merge that together to create Fee Noel. The people of Grenada are loving, they're caring, they're open. Not only is the island beautiful, but the people are beautiful too. I love Grenada, and you will too. Grenada rocks.
Get your PCR test in 30 minutes or less. Visit www.allprolab.com.
And belongings.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
In desks or lockers. Varied times and routes of travel for bank deposits. Do not use marked money bags, as this will make it obvious to potential robbers you're carrying money for deposit. Place excess money.
The Common Boys, the guys from basically on top of the hill, Mount Royal, top hill, but of course coming across just on the stretch on the parallel there, and of course in Bel-Air you find that of the leader of the band, Clint John, and of course he's here with me. Can't miss him on stage really. I mean, he's very, very unique, has some very strange and unique antics on stage, like only Super Flying Flynn can perform, whether of course he's in a parang or he's in a calypso, groovy monarch, or that of the power soaker. Once he's on stage, he must of course stands out, and no different here tonight. Super Flynn, good evening to you, my brother.
Yes. Roll, good evening, good night.
And your impressions as to exactly how the Common Boys went down here tonight?
Yeah, we went down pretty fine. Not saying that we didn't leave out of two verses, two lines.
Any particular reason why?
Well, particular wise, yes. I guess, due to some of the players, yeah. and the work ethics. Wasn't bashing any individual really. It's parang, right? It's parang. And because one of the band members, brother, he went to check a foul nest today, and what happened? The foul was sitting, and there come the foul, and the cock had run behind him and given him some food, chook up, Right. And we decided to sing that, and he said if we only sing on him tonight, he will not be taking part. So we had to leave that out because we had it live, we had it live. But leave that alone, That was a new scene we could have bring to the table.
Good. And of course you must be quite pleased, Clint, as the leader of the band, that of course you guys were able to come out here tonight to entertain the people, having not done that for the last 2 years or so.
Yes. We put all ends out. We practiced the whole week. We executed. We know we was coming as kings, royal kings, and what make it more epic, Royal, than from Mount Royal. What could be a better place to be? Royalty, right? So when they decided to come as kings, it was the band decide. We had to go out to make sure that, even the crown I'm wearing on my head is one of the crown that I won in Soca Monarch. Leave it up. Good. So I think that we do a great job tonight.
And this is an indication that, of course, you guys all things been even on the world for next year, that definitely we are going to be seeing again the Common Boys on stage for next year, God's will.
Definitely, we are about to rejuvenate the band, bringing more members. So you might have, just like how you have ghetto youths now, we had ghetto boys, ghetto youths. You might just have a common youth, you know?
Right.
Because, yeah, we will remain vintage, but we have to bring in some young fellas in it. And they're willing. Okay.
And Clint, I would assume that, of course, the momentum that you'll be taking from this Parang delivery here tonight, that you're hoping that, of course, this can also inspire you to be maybe in a carnival competition next year. And you're hoping that, of course, carnival maybe could stage something similar to what we're experiencing here now, yes?
Yeah, definitely.
And in that case, would you be ready?
Come on, Wallopy. I'm ready all the time, you know. I got so much composition, you know, that I wrote. Some of them I can't even sing it myself, you know.
Right.
My melody, my lyrics, you know. So obvious, I'm writing now, and I want a lot of young fellas to come on board, which I started, to be truthful. You know, I do got a young group. Sorry they didn't come tonight. You know, that was Santa Mela Boys, but that's another story. But I got a whole range of young youths, boys and girls. You know, do you know that Santa who act tonight is not really a male, it's a female. Oh. So I just want to tell the males and them right now, the female is start dominating.
Even at Christmas?
Yeah, because I'm looking for a male to act, and she was just ready to come to act like Santa Claus.
All right.
So I don't want to tell the males and them, get ready. Do not make the female start dominating us, you know.
For real.
Yeah.
And of course, speaking of our female, I'm just going to cross over to our female here.
That's right.
Chantel, good evening to you.
Good evening.
And of course, congratulations. Nice to see you on stage again.
Thank you.
And I must say in advance, congratulations on your wedding.
Thank you.
And I could say, of course, Chantel actually was the bass. She played the bass drum on the stage. And of course, the gentleman on the guitar, that of Delroy Benjamin. Of course, they will be walking down the aisles next week, God's will. Am I right?
Yes.
Congratulations in advance,
Thank you.
darling.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank
Awesome, sweetie pie. All the love for you all. All right, Chantal, I'm the only female on stage tonight. Or the two bands. How you felt to be the only female on stage?
Well, basically, you know, culture is my thing.
For real.
Anything to do with culture, I'm there. So it doesn't have no
run through the family line, eh?
Yes, no gender inequality. That's just me.
Right.
Anything to do with music, I'll be there.
Right.
So no feeling, no set away, you know?
Right.
I'm up there.
And are you hoping that, of course, in the near future it can happen once again? Because your mom at one time had, may she rest in peace, formed the all-female band.
Yes.
Are you hoping that, of course, to carry on that legacy sometime?
Yes, sometime in the future, yes. To reform Dominators, yes.
Right. So most likely, of course, next year we could see our all-female.
Hopefully.
band, right?
Hopefully.
And Clint, are you prepared to lose her to the all-female band, because she's such an important cog in your wheel when it comes to the Common Boys?
Yeah. I guess that they will come out with a female band, you know?
Right.
Yes. I know that. Some few callers been calling her while she was practicing with us, but you know, because of her wedding date, she just said, tell them, leave it alone. She don't want to put so much pressure, you know?
Right.
But I appreciate her so much for coming to keep the rhythm of the band, because that drum is what keeps the rhythm.
Yes.
And, you know, when I asked her to come on board, you know, it's just what, like ABC.
True.
He like super, I'm ready.
True.
So I'm impressed.
Yeah, most of the bands always say that, of course, the drum is the most significant portion. That if the drummer doesn't keep the proper beat, the proper tempo, the proper timing, that could show the entire band off.
That's
so,
right.
darling, you was the only female on stage, and you was the most significant of them all.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
She did
So,
it.
all right. And finally, Clint, you can tell us the mere fact that, of course, we are back on stage. How it feels that, of course, to know that, of course, we were able to stage something this year to bring out at least two bands to ensure that, of course, people get some of what happened over the last 36 months as laid down in song by you guys.
Yeah. I'm impressed. At backstage, as Raven told me, the leader of the other band,
Right.
they came pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
The entire was epic, you know. They used all the tassels and you know. And he told me that Super, I catch you. And maybe he didn't know what I'm coming with, you know, because I use satin. I know the cloth he used was just, you know.
Right.
And I feel good to see that the two bands was properly attired. The musicians and them was properly ready.
Right.
And As you can look, the crowd, you know, the response while I was singing, I was getting the energy. And what I will say that if you realize that in one of the verses, you know, you lose certain things at certain time, and a member in the crowd was just telling me, roll it over. You know, he was enjoying it, so there was no need. He realized he wanted to hear the ending. So I did it for the fans.
For real.
Yes, yes.
And that's testimony as to how connected you guys are on stage with the audience.
With the audience, you know, it wasn't the audience. Maybe I just leave it alone. But he was just moving his fingers, telling me, roll it over.
True.
You know, so I felt good. I felt good.
All right, and finally, Clint, before you run off, the importance, significance of the crown on the head?
Yes. Well, this crown, you know, I come to murder the boys and them, you know, the BBH and the guys and them. You know, you understand? Right. Because, you know, despite the crown is on the head, you have different, you know, button to press, you know.
Okay.
I'm not one to exaggerate much, you know, but this crown is supposed to blow off my head. You know, when I press the button, it's supposed to blow off. You know, but there was no need to blow it off. Okay. When I watch and I say, oh, they know this. But I wanted to show them something different. Right. And that was the difference. Okay. I wanted to blow off this crown and catching myself on fire tonight. Because I understand that Tamayo said about fire truck coming down. I wanted to show him what fire is all about.
For real.
Well, nevertheless,
right.
We are ready.
Right. Thank you also very much. I want to wish you guys all the best for the rest of the Christmas season.
Thanks.
Of course,
thanks also, all.
All the best for the
you know, we're going to enjoy ourselves. Shake a hand, shake a leg.
God bless you.
Yes, I'm with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much, of course, Clint John, the leader of the Common Boys. Yeah. And of course, thank you very much to Chantel and Benjamin.
All right.
Chantel, I'm saying Benjamin already. Why am I saying Benjamin? Chantel, why am I saying Benjamin? All right, Chantel, actually I'm a little bit ahead of my time, right? She, of course, by next week, the day, Boxing Day, she's going to be a Benjamin. Presently, you know, she's a Dixon character, because I'm a little bit ahead of my time. Clint John, of course, Chantel Dixon from the Common Boys, the final band here tonight. And I must say that, of course, they gave the wonderful presentation here. They had the crowd eating out of the hands. And that's a clear indication as to exactly how important, how significant, and how much, of course, the culture, the Parang culture, is ingrained in the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The whole Clint made the point that actually he missed one of his verses, and someone in the crowd was able to ask him to go back to repeat it, because of course the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique are so intelligent, so deep, so knowledgeable. So
this
much
man is no stranger to culture. As a matter of fact, you could call him the uncrowned king of culture. He is coming to do, how should I call it, a freestyle or some melee verses. Who am I talking about? I want to introduce to the microphone Mr. James Skylark Stafford to come and do some melee verses for us here tonight. While they organize for his appearance, let me remind you that we are being brought to you on WPG 10, Kenroy Batiste Live, GBN, GIS, Vibes FM, Sister Isle Radio, RideAlong, Party Grenada, Mikey Live, Radio Grenadines, SVG TV and Magic 1037, and also Crossroads Radio in New York. Please remember to observe all COVID protocols for those of you present on the court tonight. Mr. Stafford, the stage is yours.
All right, thank you. Mic test, 1, 2. Okay, good night, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you know, it's about 15 or more years now I ain't sing a parang, but they asked me to do a little thing tonight, and I can't duck from it, so I decided I'll go the back there and I tie up a little thing, I put a 2 verses together. And I say, I'll give you 1 verse, right? Or 2. I only want 1 or 2. 1 verse. You want 2? 1. You want plenty? No, you can't get plenty. I had to put a 2 thing back there. So first of all, I got to make sure the banjo man is good. So banjo man, give me a C. Nice, C. Bam. All right. Okay, let me try a thing. Yeah. I want all you to say anything because as I tell you, it's 15 and plus years I ain't do the parang. So parang in my blood, parang in my vein. This year I can't miss parang again. No trouble from the policeman. That's why we sing virtual parang. Parang in my blood, in my vein. This year we can't miss parang again. No trouble from the policeman. That's why we sing in virtual parang. So everybody's sorry for Sunki. But I say, Sunki, go for your Grammy. Sunki build shop, he build guest house. Now we running wrong like Mickey Mouse. When Sunki hear about Rastaman, Sunki run from Seaview to Craigston. While Sunki knocking down the door, the Grenadian shoot him the video. Parang in me blood, parang in me. This year we can't miss parang again. No trouble from the policeman. That's why we sing in virtual. Parang in me blood, parang in me vein. This year we can't miss parang again. No trouble from the policeman. That's why we sing in virtual. All you want one more? All right. Well, let me give you one more. So that Bigfoot Abi and Mo Fire, they say them is PM3 shatter. I hear them shatter get taller overnight. I show all you hear about the big fight. Or what pong up Abi like Lambi. In the boxers, he run up by Neri. Neri drop him down the morning. The piece of haze come down the evening. Parang in me blood, parang in me. This year we can't miss parang again. No trouble from the policeman. That's why we sing in virtual. Parang in me blood, parang in me vein. This year we can't miss parang again. No trouble from the policeman. That's why we sing in virtual. I hope all you're saying one more. One more still?
Yeah, man, you have to give us one more.
All right, there we go. So all you hear about Ganga uprising, bullet firing, police running. That old stupid Isaiah, he end up in the jail now for Ganga. When the police touch down 5 a.m., they say Ganga dash the fall pen. Now the police asking power, which one of the fall cock is Ganga?
Give it up for Skylark. All you like that, ain't? Boy, I tell you, the Carriacou Virtual Parang Festival 2021.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mr. MC, very much. Mike.
Yes, I told you, Parang is filled with surprises. You never know what you are going to get until it hits you. We have another performance to come on stage, but while they get ready, we are going to ask the DJ to play one song. And DJ, I want you to play a song that everyone inside here could sing. Give me the tune.
Get your PCR test in 30 minutes or less. Visit www.allprolab.com.
Here are some crime management.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Of business. Clearly, don't put up advertisements, flyers, displays, signs, posters, or other items on windows or doors that might obstruct the view of the register from inside or outside your business. The police passing by your business need to see inside. Try to greet customers as they enter your business. Look them in the eye and ask if they need your help. Your attention can discourage a robber. Keep your business well lit, inside and outside. Watch out for counterfeit monies.
The Royal Grenada Police Force wishes all a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
My people, protect yourself from COVID-19. Get vaxxed now. It's our best shot. A message from the Ministry of Health.
I'm Fee Noel, founder and designer of the women's wear lifestyle brand Fee Noel. My designs are inspired by travel. They're inspired by Grenada, where my family is from. The vibrancy, the effortlessness of the island, the vibes of the island. Grenada is pure. Grenada is paradise. Grenada is peaceful. Grenada is just a tranquil place, but also it's vibrant and it's fun and it's intoxicating. There's a glamorous side to it that I see, and I try to merge that together to create Fee Noel. The people of Grenada are loving, they're caring, they're open. Not only is the island beautiful, but the people are beautiful too. I love Grenada, and you will too. Grenada rocks.
My name is Vaughn, and this is why Grenada rocks. When I think of Grenada, I think of my family, think of my friends, the people I love, things I love, places I love. And you know, that's what really inspires me to do what I do, and you know, come back home to always embrace that. You know, whenever I travel, whenever I go anywhere, I always want to come back home to that. I'm connected to Grenada in every way possible. It's the place that I was born. It's where I want to spend the rest of my life.
No, it's Iron Fair, right?
The Lion Man, yes I.
Yes I? Yes I, yes?
Yes, yes.
Pre, your impressions as to tonight, the mere fact that of course we're going to have something to inch back to full competition in the future?
Yeah, I mean it's good vibes. So far, everything that I've seen, I enjoy to the fullest because they're in the mood of the festivities, so far so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I mean, we all would have loved to see more bands, but the mere fact that we have two is a good start, and of course, we look to get back to where we were.
Well, as we all know, what's going on right now, we have a global pandemic, and you have a lot of protocols in place. So I know a lot of the bands and them going through the protocols and getting everybody together would have been difficult. So
true.
And it's not really like an ordinary program, but so we just have to enjoy what we have for this year.
Good. And what's happening for you, short period possibility, of course, from next year, things going to get back gradually into, of course, things like Carnival and so there's various competitions that embraces Carnival. What's going to happen for, not short period, but the Iron Fair now?
Well, to be honest, I have no plans in place for the upcoming season or any carnival or any, to be frank, any music right now. I'm just enjoying anything that we have to showcase. I'll be one of the people in the crowd enjoying all the showcases.
Good. And the reason for the change, Short Pre, actually was very successful under the name Short Pre. You have decided to switch from Short Pre to Iron Fair. The reason for the change?
Well, Iron Fair is not entertainment or a stage name or anything like that. It's just my name. So Short Pre was a sobriquet for on stage. So Iron Fair is just my name. Anybody want to call me Short Pre, I would answer because that's how they know me for like 19, 20 years. So it would be hard for a lot of people to drop the name Short Pre, but Iron Fair is just my name.
Right. So let's say in future competitions, you will be known as?
Well, there will be no future competition for me.
So that's the end of your competition?
Yeah, competition is over. Yeah.
That's the end of you?
Yes. No competition.
No calypso, no groovy, no power soca.
No competition.
No competition.
No.
If for example, are you going into the different genre of, let's say if there's a reggae competition, would you be participating?
No competition.
No more competition.
As long as it has anything to do with competition.
You're not in
it? Unless it's sports.
Okay, but would you continue to, of course, do music?
I think I was born to do music, to bring out message in the music through the voice.
Right.
So I wouldn't say that I could stop.
Right.
But definitely I think the time will come when I would have to use my voice to get people to come together strong, strong skill, and when the time comes, I'll definitely be doing that.
Right. And any particular kind of music you're looking at? Is it that through the groovy channel, through the calypso, through the soca?
Well, it doesn't really matter. I just want to work with a lot of the young people.
Okay.
We have a lot of young producers, and as long as they can give me some good productions, I will be working with them.
Good. And are you hoping that, of course, we could have some, maybe if not a full-blown carnival as we were accustomed to in the past, that I mean some aspects of it could be held next year, do you think?
I personally, I doubt that we could get any showcase of aspects of carnival, a proper showcase. I don't think we'll be able to get that. But of course, we all know people might want to play the jab and do the juve.
Right.
So people might want to do that, but for showcasing, I think it will be very difficult to showcase anything special with the time limitations and the protocols people have to go through right now.
I want to look, of course, at the major aspects of carnival. I mean, the aspect that, of course, encourages a large gathering, like, for example, the pageant, the juve. I wasn't looking at those. But let's say maybe virtual, like how we have here, like a virtual, maybe power soca competition or a groovy. Do you think that there any possibility lies within that for next year for Carriacou and maybe also Spice Mass?
I'm not sure. It depends on the mindset of the artist,
right,
and the communication dialect between the carnival committee and the artists,
right,
or those who have to be a part of the show.
Right.
So I think it could work if they have a common understanding between the organizing body and the artists and the players of the show.
All right. Thank you very much. Of course, the Iron Faith family, Short Prey,
yes,
three-time national groovy monarch. I want to wish you all the best for the Christmas season, my brother, and a healthy, productive, and successful 2022.
Yes, it's a blessings, man, and to everybody listening, no matter where you are, I just want to say season's greetings and blessings to everyone. Make sure you put your family first. Make sure you celebrate with the family first. Make sure you spread love to yourself and your family first, and then to everybody else.
God blessings, my brother. God blessings, yes?
Yeah, man, bless.
All the best, man. Of course, and of course, they are listening and they are viewing WPG10, GBN, GIS, Crossroads Radio in New York, SVG TV and Magic 103.7 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Radio Grenadines, Mikey Live, Party Grenada, RideAlong, Vibes FM Radio, Sister Radio, and of course on Kenroy Baptiste. So of course they are listening and they are seeing the Iron Faith.
Definitely, we're small and only by measurement, but we are very large.
Enough respect, of course.
Yes,
as we will say, it is as broad as it is wide.
Yes.
All right, all the best, man. Thanks again.
Yes,
of course, that's making up. Getting ready, of course, to go against stage side. For this seems to be a combination of the both bands. They're the guys from the both bands that perform all year. They have decided, of course, to come together as one. And they are very much on stage now. Even the little youth that spoke to us, the son of Reverend Cox. He's also, I see, of course, he has the shack, yeah? So, of course, you have what they call a one big jamboree on stage. As, of course, it promises to be an epic one, you know, with both bands on stage. Getting ready, of course, to give us something special.
Ladies and gentlemen, on stage, we have a very interesting combination. A combination that you don't normally see. However, in the true spirit of the Carriacou Parang, these two bands have decided to come together and deliver a splendid performance for us tonight. On stage, we have the Ghetto Youths together with the Camoon Boys and also featuring Anderson Matheson. So ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the combined band as they come to deliver for us. Sup, Parang, Melee.
Yep.
Oh, we just get time to Marco. When the public to know, we just up and run like crap. Yeah, we are.
Yes, Kibian, you tell me that you come the mic on me in truth. Yeah. You tell me you take it, come say take it off and shoot. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So then people want to know how we just get time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crapo. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it parang.
Give me a one drop. Angus boy, I real feel it for you. When I hear what Sonia do to you, all the time you think you have a wife, the girl could have real cost you your life. You leave to go country one evening. As you move out, she bring Jared in. He sleep on your bed and your pillow. That is why you take them go tango.
So then people want to know how we just get time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crapo. So when you say we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it parang.
I get a Jerry the other day. Big shootout on Bogus Bay. So while investigate the matter, them fingers were pointing at Ganga. Same time the police come on the scene. As the rich bullets start firing. While they're looking for him in the group, he's gonna fall and hide in the fall pool.
And so then you want to know how we just get time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crapo. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it parang.
The other day was drama in Topil. Somebody tell me plenty blood is spill. They tell me how Slim near lose his life in the hands of his son and his ex-wife. They say the Bajan hype up the thing. That is why the son had to join in. And let go the pit bull in his skin. The dog near bite out the ding-a-ling.
So then people want to know how we just spend time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crapo. So when you hear we run and hide,
and when you see we
go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it parang.
A partner from PM, he called me. He said, all you better please come get Abby. Because the man could have lose his life in PM Fantangle in a man wife. The man pretend he going out to sing. Abby eat and then he fall asleep. But the man have real patience and faith. Bite out piece of Abby is forbid.
So then people want to know how we just spend time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like that. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it parang.
Now I have a question for the doc. And I ain't want no bullshit, no old talk. Because ever since the selection, the island is left in confusion. People say the sky covered the land. Others say no, it's the woman. So the question I have got for you, who is the minister of Carriacou?
So then people want to know how we just get time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crapo. So when you hear we run and hide, when you see we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it
One more. On Facebook, I see a pink panty surrounded by candles lighting blindly. When I investigate the matter, keep and say Ganga walking Obia. Then I started hearing them girls good and the kind of woman the Obia woman could. You playing the biggest down in tongue, walking Obia to hold a woman.
So then people want to know how we just get time to Marco. And And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you see we go, and when you see we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never fall in for wrong.
I see a video the other day. I say, now me cousin where they dey. But when I see the pimples on the face, I say, management they in the place. The fella was in the bag of sugar. Like Specky, he eating better. But what I really want to know, who is the gal a day in the video?
So then people want to know how we just get time to Carriacou. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you see we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call in for wrong.
Sky of Shari and Gary. Now I hear he add up in Jeffrey. The number one truck driver from Carriacou to Grenada. Sky say he have a new work for him. If you see Jeffrey how he dey smiling, the only work he have for the fool is to come and clean out the dirty pool.
So then people want to know how we just find time to Carriacou. And we want the public to know we just suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you see we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call in for wrong.
Who wasn't here? Already here? All the bosses we sing clear? Already hear them clear? Reverend, them people say they hear it clear.
Yeah.
I believe the police need more training with accuracy and proper aiming. They only know how to shoot down Carriacou, but you missing the fall cock in front you. And through the bush in boggles you running. So they shooting, so the fall flying. And when they reach cool, listen to they get you. The fall fly from there to bosses you.
Oh, we just get time to Carriacou. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you hear run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, and if you know you do wrong, you never call it.
Angie, send a puppy for me. I don't want that same pitbull bite me. Slim and Ken is big stone they pelting. They scoping who we attacking. They say Bajan women is Bajan. I believe the dog is champion. But when she jump to chop Kenny in the head, the dog just run and bite she bam bam peg.
So if people want to know
how we just spend time to Carriacou.
and we want the public to know we just suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you hear we, when you see we, when you know you do you wrong, you never call it back.
No COVID-19 case in the country until the fellas come up on Dolisi. Well, I blaming the authority for not testing them immediately. When time call them to take the vaccine, I'll between Kate and leg they hiding. All of evil people could tell you, one is a pero and one is a bull.
So then people want to know how we just get time to Carriacou. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you see we go inside, yes. And if you know you do you wrong, you never call it for wrong.
Abby boy is like you lost your head to go and sleep on Mr. Howard big bed. You and Janelle playing all your smart. You never know how Howard would attack back. All you thought he went in the ocean. He come back with a piece of iron. And a hear piece of US get bite out. Right now we dey inside the tuna mouth. I don't care what.
like crap. So when you see me run and hide, and when you get me go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it for wrong.
That nasty boy in the pharmacy, the one that black just like your jersey. One night he messaged Ginny man, he wanted to go and meet up behind sun. Well then we respond shortly after. He say, boy you mad down there too far. So they go and they meet up by Preppy. That is where they tickle the bouncy.
People want to know how we just get time to have hope. And we want the public to know
we just hop around like that. So when you hear we, and when you see we
go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it for wrong.
Lord, I'm feeling sorry for Sunky. All you when hear the man lose his chunky. All these years the woman honing him. She had the rasta eating she chicken. They say she moving like a beaver, eating wood breakfast, lunch and dinner. She said them kind of thing that does fret she. Sunky want to zammy.
Oh, we just get time to Marco.
And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like that. So when you hear we, and when you see we,
go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it for wrong.
Breaking news in the Caribbean, they had a volcanic eruption. They launched an investigation just to see what really caused the activity. Science said the dildo in Iraq, that trigger off the last your friend. You never know that bam just so sweet until you see he pull it out and he leak it. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like that. So when you hear we run, and when you see we go
inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it for wrong.
these two Zami girls, they need some licks. Yeah, this song they making clicks. It's a shame and a disgrace. Like this thing, it run inside their race. One like Bamsi, one like Nani. We had to get McNeely, pray for she. I ain't talking about them racer bumps. One of them girls look like they are moms.
Want to know how we just get time to Marco. And we want the public to know we just suffer wrong like crap. And when you hear we run and hide, go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it for wrong.
After mental take the fish from Rinella, like a blight take them country fella. Angos take he goatee, take his swine. When Jared give she the sweetest wine. But Choco couldn't take the pressure. Yeah, him, I is the football ambassador. Angos say, football ambassador, you know I is the health officer.
Time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crap.
So when you hear we run and hide,
and when you see we
go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it for wrong.
Never know slim means a stupidity. Or you want to beat your son for a lady. You know that woman, they have blight. And the ex-wife that she want to fight. But that day, they end in a tangle. The pit bull really bite you up for you. If you give him a big stone, boop in the head. If you hear the patient, oh my God, Slim dead.
So then people want to know how we just get time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crap. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you see we
go inside,
and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it back.
Plenty body man they go in the tongue. So they smoking, so they drinking rum. Never no Rasta man, they in nothing. He like the old where the man put him. No Rasta, put on the condom. He said tonight, we having a threesome. he text the barber to come and see how we giving Oma the doggy.
So then people want to know how we just spend time tobacco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crabbo. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you see we go inside, if you know you do you wrong, you never call me wrong.
This bacchanal woman, how she like confusion. Pay me money. You too black and ugly. I'm talking about black tourists. She ugly than a beast. Whenever you see she, just call her money jumpy.
So then people want to know how we just spend time tobacco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crabbo. So when you see we, and when you hear we, if you know you do you wrong, you never call it wrong.
This one is drama. About the partner ambassador. He changed his name to Tabanka because of a girl called Lisa. The boy doing everything. Now I hear he planning the wedding. Mr. Tabanka, Mr. Strongman eating better.
So then people want to know how we don't spend time tobacco.
What?
How we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crabbo. So when you see we run and hide, and when you hear we
stay
inside, if you know you do you wrong, you never call it wrong.
They tell me to sing on them lesbian, but I go sing on them gay man. Fire go burn them for the sexual system. Watch all them lesbian robbing. It like dynamite exploding. But the way they was robbing, me and I'll get a sexual feeling. Whoa.
Time to my home. And we want the public to know we got a problem like crabbo.
When?
And when you see we
go inside, if you know you do you wrong, you never call it wrong.
Right now I'm confused. When I hear the news, I hear the Prime Minister saying, just now election coming. People please get ready. Deacon and the NDC. As to you, Super, I want you to announce this letter. My fellow Grenadian, I give Super Flynn the permission to call out the date of election. When is the birthday? The 12th of November, 2022.
So them people want to know how we don't spend time tobacco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crabbo. So when you hear we run, and when you see we go inside, if you know you do you wrong, you never call it wrong.
Listen to this verse about my partner Angus, just in Lauriston. He lost his woman. He take back the TV, the negligent nightie. The bike take back everything. Even the toilet is just messing.
So people want to know how we just spend time tobacco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crabbo. So when you hear we run, and when you see we go, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it wrong.
Belly people, some of them very evil. One early morning, I hear them belly ringing. I decide to take a walk. Then I hear the talk. Me good neighbor, he walking plenty. Oh, yeah.
People want to know how we just get time tobacco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like crabbo. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, and if you know you do you wrong, you never call it wrong.
This man married woman. She causing confusion, cause she tells she husband she want plenty iron. So the man come home early, iron all over your body. But instead of giving she give the honor man a beat.
So people want to know how we just get time to Marco. And we want the public to know we just suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, if you know you do you wrong, you never call it wrong.
Well, let people know easy. They want my wife to leave me. I just pray to the Almighty to keep my pride and my dignity. They say how I love Angie Pangie. Yes, it's true, she's a beauty. But them boys don't have a clue. They wanna love is Tulu.
So them people want to know how we just spend time to Marco. And we want the public to know we don't suffer wrong like Carriacou. So when you hear we run and hide, and when you hear we go inside, if you know you do you wrong, you never call it back.
Pass I passing. I say Saraka cooking. Siren blowing. Plenty, plenty blood they're sharing. Father versus son. Kick and cuff like machine gun. But the thing that surprised me is who let go the dog to referee. Hold on, we go drum it. Who let the out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Ken, who let the dogs out? And G, who let the dogs out? Tulu, who let the dogs out? Maureen, who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Tonight we wanna go. We are more. Who let the dogs out? He let the things is banned. It's just like so. We ready. We not going. Who let the dogs out? You, Booby Tom. Booby Tom, is it you? Booby Tom, is it you? They say it's the Rasta next door. Who live in next door? The Rasta. Anyway.
Yeah.
Warm, we are warm. All you want more? We're tired. We're going by the bar, have a drink, and come back. Yes.
Give it up for
we
the
just want to
youths.
say good night to everybody.
And the Camoon Boys in a combination giving you a lovely medley. Super. Remember, the views expressed are that of the bands and not necessarily.
My name is Vaughn, and this is why Grenada rocks.
Get your PCR test in 30 minutes or less. Visit www.allprolab.com.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Whenever
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties, light and flaky. Caribbean food delight. Taste the difference. Caribbean food delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Quick and easy, grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight.
Oh yeah.
relax.
Welcome to TD Bank, where you'll find the personalized attention you deserve and the legendary experience you expect. Let's do business. If you are a medical or dental practitioner, contact me to hear about our tailored lending solutions for residential mortgages, equipment purchases, practice-related commercial mortgages and refinance. Visit me at 500 Baychester Avenue to hear more about our full range of personal and small business banking solutions. See you soon.
Mango. No lunch, but mango saved the day, and I just always remember that. This is so close to me. Always.
I just wanna write this letter to you too.
Grenada and Grenadians influence my music in such a great way. Is that, you know, like the people are so loving, so kind, welcoming, and that is reflected in my music, in my art. You know, I wanted to make them as happy as they make me. So my way of doing that is expressing myself through music and through my art. And this here is where I'm from, and this is actually where I started recording. Let me show you. Let me take a sneak peek. So this downstairs right there is where I used to record my first ever songs. You don't even want to hear them. I don't want to hear them too. But yeah, this is where it all started, and this is how, you know, Grenada and its people and its love influenced me and my music, right?
I just wanna say hi to everybody when we met on every flight, bus, train, lift, and Uber rides, and everyone who play a part in my journey and a part in our rise. I wanna say hello, everybody, hello. How are you?
And I don't know how I forgot to mention, but one of my favorite foods is callaloo soup. When you get a proper Grenadian callaloo soup, you know you eat a soup. You can get it anywhere, including on the side of the road. But I get my soup specially made at home in my mom's kitchen. Eslin makes the best soup, and I'm sorry, you can't taste it, but you should try callaloo soup one day. Mommy?
Yes.
This Christmas